Hello.
Hello, beautiful people. I'm here. I can speak. And Jodi is here. She already said hello before I did. I can speak. So that's pretty you're pretty on top of things already, which we'll get to, but the title is not an exaggeration. 0 to 40 tanks. Like we're definitely have to get into that, but first introduce us to our furry friend here, please.
This is Ralph. He
Okay.
usually makes an appearance on stream.
Okay.
He likes his 30 seconds of fame and calls it good.
Okay. Well, hello, Ralph. Welcome. Does Ralph pay attention to the fish tanks, or do they just ignore him?
Upstairs, he does. He's generally not allowed in the fish room.
Yep. Okay, here we go. I see Christopher. What's up in the chat? SVC, of course. Pooty Bird. Jodi, how are you in the chat too? You're in every chat. This is crazy.
I've got you on my phone, and I managed to find a tablet so I can pull up YouTube.
Okay. Make Jodi's audio louder. I can do that. See if that's a little bit better for you. Okay, well.
Am I louder now?
Yep. At least for me.
Sorry.
Okay. So today we're here to talk loaches, but as always, we'll get into whatever fish stuff comes up. I'm not as good at Jorge as exploring every facet of people's lives. Like he'll have you talking about your childhood and stuff like that. But
he's just a natural.
I know. I told him it's like the cigar. The moment he leans back and hits the cigar, I'm like, bro, you got me. Ask me anything? Ask me anything. I'll answer. But I mean, I guess.
Well, there you go. Ask me anything.
Well, fine. What is your favorite loach? See? Let's ask you anything. I'll start.
So, in terms of activity, I have two favorites. It is the gold ringed, or the Sewellia albiceras, or the Sewellia marmoratas.
Okay, keeping it classic. I do love the marmoratas. I always thought looked super pretty.
Yeah.
They're underrated.
They are. I have them on the first level, down a few, and it's so fun to watch them from above. They're in with the Labigastromyzon jankinensis.
Yeah, that's how I've been saying
I can spell it.
I was about to say, you better be saying
call
these.
It Chang.
There we go.
Don't even.
There you go. You better be saying the names, because like one of us has to speak with confidence. It's not gonna be me.
I'll do my best. They always sound the best in my head until the words come out of my mouth, and then you second guess yourself. And was that right? Probably not.
Right. So tell me, you will go from 0 to 40 tanks, but I just want to know, what was your first tank? What started that?
It was actually my daughter's tank. So she wanted a hamster, and we had 5 indoor animals at the time, and we said, no way. It's going to get out. It will get eaten. We're not doing a hamster. I've had hamsters as kids. They are like magicians at escaping.
Yeah.
So she said, well, how about a fish then? Okay, we'll go look at a fish. And we came home with a betta and a rubber-lipped pleco. We had really no idea what we were doing at the time, and took some poor advice from the PetSmart employee.
Okay. And
lost the pleco pretty darn quick.
Damn.
And the first betta actually, I guess you could say, it drowned. Because it got pinned between a decoration and the glass, so it was not able to.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah,
that one is
is the worst.
That's one of those things that can happen to anyone, but when it happens, you're just like, I feel like it's the fish's fault, but it's my fault too at the same time.
It's definitely my fault. I mean, the fish, I'm sure it got scared at some point and tried to sneak back there, and it got stuck, and that was that. We ended up with a second betta that lasted for 7 months before it developed dropsy.
Wow.
And I could not bring that one back. It was just a PetSmart betta.
So why did you not give up at this point and just be like, well, these fish keep dying, like, forget it?
Well, like after after the first one, I'm like, okay, I should probably do some research. So I started doing some research. We decided we wanted to do an actual planted tank. So we got a 29 gallon and stocked it with a boatload of plants. And after about a month and a half, we added some guppies, and then the guppies had fry. And then, you have to save them all. And pretty soon you have 2 tanks turn into 6 tanks, and 6 tanks turn into 20 tanks. And
whoa, hold up.
Yeah,
I feel like you skipped a step.
That's kind of how it happened.
6 to
but
20.
That's exactly what it was, because we kept having fry and more fry, and I'm like, well, I have to save them all, and then I've got to keep them separate. And I had metal blue lace and tiger half moon guppies to start with, and
I can still hear you. Sorry.
There you go. Is that better?
Yeah, my headphone was tangled with the mic thing, and I was like, but my headphones are so loud I could take it off, and still, I'm one of those kind of people. Sorry.
So yeah, it was just a lot of fry to begin with, and I wanted to keep them all, and it just kind of became a thing. So I started collecting guppies, and I had 9 strains at one point.
Wow.
Now I'm down to 4 strains and a big old mutt guppy tank.
Okay. I thought you were going to say you're down to like 20, like somehow it was going to go up.
No. No. I started finding other fish that I liked, and started acquiring them. So I started getting cories and started getting other live bears. I have some calico blue platies. I've got some endlers, Santa Maria, and black flame.
Oh, nice. I love those Santa Marias.
They're really pretty. I was expecting more out of the black flame, but the Santa Marias are really pretty. Yeah. So, and then I discovered loaches.
Okay. And was that at like tank 30 or tank like 20?
No, I mean, we had some in the 29 gallon, but, I didn't know there were so many at the time. It was, we saw them at LFS in Omaha, which was like an hour and a half from me. Wow. And brought some home, and they kind of exploded.
Wow.
And developed a love for Hillstreams, and been working on collecting.
So, I guess, well, first of all, do you want me to just randomly read stuff from the chat as we go? Or you want to like wait as
sure.
we talk? Okay.
Whatever.
Because Christopher jumped in immediately. He's already like, he's got a name that I gotta try and say. So he said, I'm a huge fan of my Pseudogastromyzon laticeps purple finned Hillstreams, but I have not gotten them to breed yet. And then Cheryl said, hello, fishy people. So have you heard of anyone breeding the laticeps yet?
Sam Fernald claims that they're easy to breed in an aquarium, but I haven't really seen any reports. He's got them listed on his website, Hillstream Kingdom, and in his description of them, he says they'll readily breed in the aquarium. So maybe he has at some point, but I haven't seen any reports on it. Most of the Gastromyzons are not easy to breed. Mainly, they're wild caught, and they don't seem to like to get it on in the aquariums.
Interesting. And hello, Cheryl says, hello, fishy people. Hello, Cheryl. So do you know why the things like the Sewellia are easier to breed? Like, are they already coming into stores captive bred, or?
Yeah, for the most part they are. I mean, I'm sure they still import some. Like, there are some Sewellias like Analis or Analis, however you want to pronounce that one, or Medius, that are just starting to be bred. Marcel, and I'm going to butcher his last name, Lurch, I think. I never pronounce it right.
I love Marcel. I've heard from like 3 times.
He's so great. Me too. So I got the Brevirentralis, Marmorata, and what else did I get from him?
Well, that's nice about being in the room. You can try and find it.
I know.
Where is it?
Oh, Bufordia, the one I can't pronounce to save my life. Starts with a K.
Yeah.
KWE. blah 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 blah.
Yeah, quiffins. I don't even know. Like,
yeah, we don't have to sound stupid. It's okay.
I mean, I feel like we sound smart for knowing they exist. That I'm giving myself credit
Oh,
for that.
deal.
Jesse
Deal.
says.
So I got those. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Jesse says howdy howdy.
Hey, Jesse.
I need to put on my cowboy boots. Christopher said
Yeah.
I've read reticulated and SE01 spotted. What is SE01 spotted?
They're really similar to the Albiceras in terms of pattern. They have smaller reticulations. And they're larger than reticulated. Reticulated seem to be kind of the smallest of the Sewellias. The Albiceras, I've got some that are creeping up on 4 inches.
Wow.
You know, they're a good sized loach.
Wow. So it's like a pleco sized loach.
Yeah, almost. But the Sewellia and the Albiceras readily breed for me. And I only have 1 pair of reticulateds, lineolatas. But they've given me well over 100 fry now.
Wow.
And I've only had them for 8 months.
So is there a particular trigger you've noticed with them, or are they just kind of...
They're kind of happy-go-lucky. It took a while for the Albiceras, but the lineolatas, they, they're just in a tank with a sponge filter. It's not high flow. It's oxygenated, and they're around 78 degrees right now. I try to keep them at 75, but they're at 78 because this room is toasty. But they're still popping out fry. Wow. So I've had them anywhere from 72 to 80, and they are popping out fry. I wouldn't recommend higher temps long term.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
Make them happy.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, is that because I've seen people more worried about it and people less, and I'm like, where's the middle line of how much?
Mid 70s is pretty ideal for most. There are some that can handle higher, I've read, and then there's some that prefer to be on the lower end of the 70s.
Okay.
But yeah, all of them are minus one of the Bufordias because it's just in a tank that I bought used and it happened to come with a canister. Everything else is on sponge filters.
Wow. Because I was going to ask, you talked about how after your first kind of a challenge, you're like, I'm going to do my research. So I was like, okay, was your first Hillstream tank like rocks and the strongest power head in the world just spraying water out of the tank? Or
no. After doing a bunch of research, I found people breeding Sewellias with sponge filters and, they weren't requiring high flow. There are absolutely some that do, like any lizard type loach, Hillstream Loach.
Okay.
They definitely prefer to have flow in the tank. And they're shaped differently, but they come from more fast flowing rivers.
Right.
You'll find a lot of Hillstreams that actually reside in, small streams where it's not, rapid. Not that they won't be there, but they're in lakes and ponds and streams and rivers.
Wait. Which Hillstreams are in the... Wait, hold up. Stop.
Not like US, but
I thought
there's so many.
I thought they were like only climbing waterfalls. Like, so
no.
Which ones are in the ponds and lakes? That's an awesome site.
I'd have to go back and reread. Okay. But they're found in various different places, not just rivers.
Okay.
Not just flowing streams.
I feel ashamed because like that thought hadn't even entered my brain. Like I'm just trying to picture a Hillstream like in a lake, just chilling.
I'm not saying they're in like a 30-foot deep lake or anything. It'd be more like a pond setting.
But just something calmer. It's just like it feels. It feels like my brain is fighting that image.
Yeah. There's so many locations between China and, like Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, some places you can't collect from.
Okay. Christopher says he keeps his at 72. That's nice. And then Peplin Creek Aquatics says, OMG, it's Jodi P.
Hi, Brian.
So, I guess that's one thing. So, the name Hillstream Loach, where does that come from? The Hillstream part.
Don't ask me that.
Which,
I don't know everything about them. I love them. I'm working
which
on
lake or river? Because you talk about the different regions, and I guess for me, my brain is like, oh, they're in the Hillstream region, but it sounds like they're all over the place. Like,
They are all over the place. Like, there's well over 200 species, and a friend of mine on Discord just sent me another one they found today. And it's freaking bright orange. I mean, you wouldn't believe the colors that they come in.
Wow, bright orange.
Yeah.
See, this is why.
Did you happen to go through that spreadsheet I sent you?
I did look at the spreadsheet. I did. We should pull it up at some point, actually, because I'll work on doing that, because that
one of the next ones I want is on that spreadsheet. It is the Pseudogastromyzon fasciatus Long.
Okay.
Or bird of paradise or bird song or something like that.
That is a fancy name. So you say your friend on Discord, is this someone collecting them right now? Or?
No, he's actually a college student. His name's Vincent, but he is a major enthusiast and much smarter than I.
Okay.
He's incredibly good at identifying, multiple species. Like that spreadsheet I sent was from Sam Fernald, and those are all the Chinese described species. The ones that don't have pictures haven't been described.
Okay. So before we get into the spreadsheet, so you're getting your first loach, you do your research, okay, you don't do the power heads. What are the things that someone who's like, okay, I know Jodi P is super into loaches, this is like where I'm going to figure out how I'm going to keep loaches, like, what are the things that you do recommend for people to start with?
It depends on what you have. So, like Sewellias, they're egg scatterers. They'll breed in pretty much anything, but they love their rocks. I keep rock piles with mine, and all of them. And substrate is just sand. It's pool filter sand. If you have the option to add an air stone in there, I recommend it. Just adding to your oxygen saturation by turning over the surface.
Like in addition to the sponge filter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have that in all of them. I need to upgrade my linear piston pump to add some more drops.
I just made an aquarium co-op order of a linear piston air pump.
Did you?
Yes.
I got mine from Gemco. So I have the smallest one. It's like the LPH 26 or
That's the one that I'm using now. That's the one I'm using now. I know exactly. It's
and I've got like 50 drops coming out of it.
Yep. It still does. It does enough, but like you wish that you could pump out stronger, more places. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. So I totally feel what you're saying. Okay. So then, species. What are the species that new people should avoid? Are there any, or are they all?
Species that new people should avoid. I mean, most of them, they pretty much require similar care. But if you aren't able to keep them under 80, I wouldn't recommend doing it. Okay. They're going to struggle, and it's not ideal. I am sure there are some that are not recommended for beginners. Like, I probably wouldn't recommend some of the lizard type loaches for beginners. One, they are incredibly good at escaping. If you don't have a tight fitting lid, it's gone.
Oh gosh.
Like
how
tight what if I lower my water line 2 inches? They don't care. That's nothing.
Okay. So that's like all the lizard loaches you're saying, basically.
Yeah, like all the lizard type. And I know Cheryl's had some Bufordias climb out on her before.
Wow. Okay.
So, it can happen. I haven't experienced it yet.
Okay. But
now right now I have like all my lids open so they're not retaining heat just because it's really hot in this room.
Okay.
Except for, I can turn you. You can see. Sorry.
No, you're good.
That tank there it's an 80 gallon. It's a rimless. I picked it up used.
It looks
and
great.
I've got the twin wall polycarbonate on top that it's 3 pieces. It sits under the light. I cut around it and stuffed like sponge around the inlet and outlet from the canister.
Oh my gosh. So it's like a
because I don't want those suckers
killifish.
climbing out.
Yeah, so
pretty much.
Okay, so treat the lizard loaches like killifish. My brain can register that.
And like this one has Bufordia from Marcel in it, and those ones are cool because they've been confirmed to drop red to pink fry, like pink to red fry, which is really rare in the wild. It's like 1 in 1,000.
Okay.
So I smashed those up.
Man, okay. So if anyone's listening, stalk Marcel's
Aquabid on Band on Facebook. I communicate with Marcel through Band.
Okay. Yeah, I do see the Hillstream chat there, but Band is something I'm still like trying to figure out. But I gotta be honest, you Hillstream people, I go in there and I feel like I'm illiterate. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is. I need to go back. I need to go back to Google first.
Yeah. You know, honestly, I find Google to be fairly useless unless you're looking at like Seriously Fish or what's the other one? Like Planet Catfish sometimes has them on there.
Okay.
But mostly Seriously Fish. They have a lot of different breeding reports.
Then where do you go besides Seriously Fish if you really want to dig in?
I ask Sam, Fernald, Marcel, and the kid Vincent on Discord.
Okay.
So those are kind of my 3 preferred places to go to just because they're already so knowledgeable.
Right. But that sounds to me like the Hillstream stuff is still like so. There's only a couple of people that seem to know anything about them. Like.
Yeah, I mean, you'll find your enthusiasts and whatnot, but they're new, and I mean they're more new to the aquarium world. Not that there haven't been Sewellia running around for quite some time now.
Right.
But like I know Marcel is trying to breed Analyst. He just bred Medius, and I think he's actually the first, or so he claims, to be breeding Medius in the aquarium setting.
Wow. So, oh my gosh. So.
And that's another Sewellia, you know.
Right. And my Sewellia lineata is from Marcel, so that's cool that he's still just breeding them and spreading them out, and then like that's like my favorite thing. Like Big Steve got some Elisoma Goberti from me, and yesterday he messaged me like, "Oh, there's like fry showing up." I'm like, that is cool. Like I got a fish. That
is cool.
More bait, and you give it to someone. They're like, "There's more," and I'm like, "Okay, this could get exponential."
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually got some melanistic gambusia from Steve a while back, and some longfin white clouds. I'm gonna put those outside in some tubs this summer.
Wow. Yeah, Steve. He's not too bad. Steve's not too bad.
I like Steve.
He's one of my like local people local to me that like I really enjoy talking to because he's always just like so chill. Shows up with the bags with the fancy labels on them at the auction with Big Steve's glass box on it. I'm like, okay, I see you. Yep. Meanwhile, I'm showing up late, taping paper to my bag.
Well, I wish we had stuff like that around here. You know, we don't have a local club. We don't have auctions here. So my 2 closest things I can go to are in Omaha, which is an hour and a half, or there's Quad Cities that does the big QC swap. And I know Cheryl was saying they do swaps and have auctions down there, and she's in Kansas City. So I've got 1.5 and 4.5 and 5 hours.
Wow. Okay. That is something really interesting since I've like been streaming is how many people don't live near a club, because I live like within 2 hours of 20 clubs. It feels like
a bit. You suck a bit.
Like this year I've gone to Ace Aquarium Club of Lancaster County, Aquarium Club of Maryland, Potomac Valley Aquarium Society. It's like at least 8 different clubs, that I'm a member of. And then I talked to someone like you has 40, 50 tanks. I'm like, wait, what do you mean You don't go to a club.
Don't have a club.
Yeah.
I just ship things. And that's how I buy everything, because there's just nothing here. I've got a Petco and a PetSmart that would make you sick, and a local fish store I buy their dry goods.
Okay. Yeah.
I sell to them, and it makes me sad to go back in there and, 2 months down the road, if they still have any of the fish left, you can see that they've been infected by some other fish in the tank with them.
Oh man, I was just thinking, because they say like, oh, not all the Petcos are bad or whatever. I'm like, man, what's the Petco like where there's no fish clubs?
It's pretty crap. I would never.
Okay.
That's way more rehabilitation than I care to get into.
I definitely want to get into stuff about that and your approach to just like introducing stuff. Just want to double back.
A cat house.
Christopher said most come from mountainous. He said some come from mountainous rivers that don't breed till dry season in stagnant water. Oh, okay. That's the issue. 200 species that all need different breeding conditions. Yeah, that sounds like a real headache.
Yeah, and figuring out what they really need is the hard part. Most of the gastromyzons are pit spawners. So like some substrate can just choke out eggs.
Okay.
And if they were to lay any, you may not see them. So I'm trying a few different things. I've got sand with some. I have got a mix of sand and gravel, and then, small pebbles in one tank. And then I just have straight up aqua soil in one of them. 2 of them, actually. And They love digging. I have seen spawning activity out of the changtings, but no results.
Okay, because those are my first, what's Labigastromyzon, or you say it?
Labigastromyzon.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, those are my first of those. So you say those are also pit spawners?
Yep. And so typically the pit spawners, they'll dig their pits, and then invite a female, and they will, it's usually at the base of a rock or kind of a tight space where they feel protected.
Okay.
I've seen them do it in between a rock and glass. I've seen them do it just right at the base of a group of rocks, or one rock kind of protrudes. They'll go for that, but the male usually digs the pit, tries to attract a female. They will come together. He'll release his molt, and she'll lay eggs, and he'll fertilize the eggs, and then they'll cover up their pit.
Okay. Well, that leads me to one very important question. We're talking about Hillstreams, but definitely for me, for this, how do you tell the difference between male and female?
I am not very good at it, except for Sewellias and Befordias. Usually the females will be, for lack of better words, chonkier.
Okay.
Males are typically more streamlined, but males also have little tubercles when they're fully mature along their front rays. I say that like I have those.
I was about to say, describe the tubercles for us, because
we
can't see them.
Here, because I have fins here. But yeah, it'll be, kind of right up next to their nose. Depending on the species, they have different amounts of tubercles on those front rays.
Okay.
And so the males have more. Females might get them. Sometimes they have 1 on each side or 2 on each side. But typically, females are wider bodied. They'll get quite a bit fatter if they're conditioned properly. And there may be something with fin shape on the Gastromyzon types, but I can't answer that for sure. I have not gotten great at telling sexes for them. But Sewellias are fairly easy. The males have more of a square fin shape. The females have a rounder nose, and the nose kind of transitions right into their front rays.
Right.
So they're definitely more of a round shaped fin, where the males are more squared off and boxy. And the Bufordias are kind of like that too.
Okay. Well, that's
some of them.
That's not too bad. My trouble is when it's like, okay, chunky, like streamlined. I'm like, where am I looking at this fish to determine
So
this?
like the main part of their body will be more slender.
Okay.
You know, discount the rays.
Okay.
Or their fins.
Just try and pretend they don't. The fins aren't.
Yeah, it's like it. And like you can see it from the bottom, you know, if they're on the glass, you'll see that a female's belly will be wider than that of a male, if they're mature and properly conditioned.
Okay.
At least on the Gastromyzon types, that's about the only way I can kind of tell.
So is behavior a big part of it for you with them too? Like, can you tell which one's the male by how they're acting? Like, what is that like?
No, like the behavior is part of the attraction for me, but definitely I can't tell, you know, if they're just swimming around on rocks or whatever. I mean, that doesn't lead me to it. But like if they're preparing to spawn, the males are usually digging the pits.
Okay, that's very helpful. Speaking of conditioning, this is almost kind of relevant. Futu Bird asked, "Are Hillstreams safe for isopods?" So the aquatic isopods, little crustaceans. You don't think they'd eat?
I don't really think so. They're after softer diets.
Okay.
They're you know, most of them are algae eaters. Don't consider them a cleanup crew because they're not.
Okay.
They still require some protein and a varied diet, but they primarily eat soft algae and diatoms and stuff like that. I do give mine a mix of foods between hikari, algae wafers, kelp wafers, but I have like hit or miss luck with those from North Fin. Some like it, and some, you know, turn their noses up at it and offer me something better, peasant.
Yeah, I've been having the issue getting a food that the Changtonensis are like excited about. Like I see them like they're eating stuff, but they're also still like relatively new. I've had them like maybe a month or two, so they're not like super out and about. But like I want to put something in that's like, oh yeah, we got to get to it no matter what.
Mine are out and about all the time.
Okay.
But I have a group of 7, and then I have them with 9 Marmoratas.
Wow.
So they're always out.
Okay, there's like there's a party going on all the time.
There's a party. And, you know, in my opinion, 6 or better, you get the best behavior.
Okay. 6 or better.
They feel safer in numbers. Ditherfish can be helpful, but I wouldn't suggest anything that's like a micro predator if you're trying to breed, or even guppies if you want to breed them.
Okay.
Because guppies can still get in those tiny little cracks, and they can still eat eggs.
Is this from your transition from guppy breeder to loach enthusiast?
Yeah, it started off that way, and I had guppies in the tank with them just because I needed somewhere for the fry to go at one point, and well, okay, definitely not doing that anymore. As soon as I took the guppies out, I saw an explosion of fry.
Wow. Okay. That's
be careful what you put them in with.
That's a good reminder, because like I have had that time. For me, it was baddest where I had some killifish and other community tanks like fry were showing up. I was like, what's going on? I had them with the baddest. Like one night I was just looking at the baddest as it was just like doing that positioning under the waterless, and just my thought, like my brain just clicked. I was like, oh, they're like waiting to eat anything that shows up. So and the moment I took them out, then I started seeing fry show up again. So that's definitely a great reminder. Even guppies.
Guppies can do it. I wouldn't put endlers in. Basically anything small that can fit in crevices where you've got your rock piles. And, you know, if you're going to do it, I would keep larger, you know, upper level fish.
Okay. So rock piles, how do we go about building a rock? Like, where are we sourcing the rocks from? Are you going outside?
Well, I mean,
Home Depot? Like...
Yeah, you can smooth rocks. You want smooth rocks. You don't want stuff like dragonstone that'll just scrape them up. But I have just river rock. You know, I we've got a big landscape company, like a rock yard. And for $5, you can go fill a 5-gallon bucket. And I jam-packed that sucker so full that when I took it out, washed the rocks, I couldn't pack them back in.
Yo, forget the fish clubs. Yo, put me out with this situation. I love rocks. Like I do too. I buy bags from Home Depot. I'll just keep tossing. Like there's tanks I've had for like. Well, I haven't had tanks for even 2 years yet, but my oldest tanks, I'm still adding rocks to them every now and then. So I'm just imagining me with a 5-gallon bucket, like going crazy. So
yeah,
okay.
I mean, you want different sizes, shapes, and it's best to have large, smooth, flat rocks, 6 inches if you can, just a big space, especially for Sewellias. Hey, buddy. They'll do their mating dance on the rocks.
Right.
And it's best to give them extra space. They're not a super big fish, mine are mature, and they're a whopping 2 inches.
Right.
But I have, anywhere from 1-inch rocks to 6-inch rocks, and then I use smaller pebbles and pea gravel underneath those to give the eggs a place to land and the fry a place to hatch without accidental predation.
All right. So it's not like go get a bunch of big rocks. It's like you have to have multiple just so you can build, the layers.
Yeah.
Like gravels.
Yeah.
Okay. And real quickly, SC said this kid's still talking on here. Oh, never mind. Hi, Jodi P. Oh my God. Jesse said our area is rich in clubs. That's why there's so much drama. No. Our clubs have so much drama because of you, Jesse. You need to find your other shoulder. That's the problem. Happy Aloha Wednesday. Oh, I like that. Where I live, basically got a Petco in my town, and it sucks. I have no fish clubs around at all. Well,
yeah.
I feel like we're all like on these like live streams in the chat. Like it kind of feels like virtual fish club is happening a lot of places.
Yeah, that's why I like being here. It's collectively a group of people who all have similar interests, and can't complain about that.
Yeah. And Jessel said, you know what they say, geology rocks. I actually, what is the geology rocks? Do you know why they say that?
Like geology is awesome, like geology rocks.
Next question. Next question. I can't believe this.
that was a pretty literal take on your part.
Bro, I'm sorry. You're saying all these Latin names. I'm like thinking, I don't know. What's a geology rock? Bro. Yo, what's up, Fathom Aquatics? How's it going? Cecil asked Jodi, can you put them with white clouds?
I mean, yeah, they would temperature-wise be fine together. I usually don't see my white clouds hanging out around the bottom. Both fish will appreciate a little bit of flow.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, if you want to keep them, I don't know if white clouds would be kind of that predator fish that would go hunting for eggs in crevices or not. That is not a me question. I'm just not knowledgeable on them.
Okay. But as far as like
keeping them together, yeah.
Okay. And I guess that's something like people like us, like I don't always understand. It's like not everyone's trying to breed every fish that they buy. Like, right. Like for me, I'm like, yeah. If I buy a fish, I'm trying to breed it. It's hard for me to like change that in my head. Yeah. Are there any fish that you just keep with no intention of breeding?
Not down here. I say like upstairs we've got 5 axolotls that as of right now I have zero desire to breed. Okay. They're all still young. I don't want that. I'm not ready to take care of 1,000 axolotl babies. Maybe someday. And you saw Peplin Creek Aquatics in the chat. Him and his wife breed axolotls, and I got 3 out of my 5 from them, and they are the cutest little things ever. And should I ever want to, they are who I will go to for advice.
Okay.
So.
That axolotls is one of those things. There's like a few things on my list because I just don't feel like I'm competent enough. It's like if they require a very specific temperature, I'm like, okay,
right,
it's out for me because I'm in the basement. My options are limited. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Oddly enough, they're all in my daughter's room, and they're her babies. And her room is actually the coldest in the house. It's the furthest away from the heat in the winter. And still, even now, it's the coolest room in the house. So the tank is at 69, and it's freaking 90 out today.
Wow. Honestly, I just wish my room was like that in general.
I do too, because our room is upstairs and it's like 80 in there. Like I could legitimately have a discus tank without a heater.
That is so crazy how that works with some things, with the ambient temperatures. Once you start recording them, you're like, wait a second, I don't need to wait for my heater to fail. My house is poorly ventilated.
I only have one tank that I heat all the time. And that is this one right here. I have, which damn plecos are those in there? The L136Bs, and I also have some green dragon plecos in there.
Nice.
It's also a tank that I breed mystery snails in, so I've got a boatload of them growing up. And I pretty much have mystery snails in any tank that has not received a no planaria treatment.
I was just about to say the same. Okay, you're a kindred spirit, because that's exactly the situation I'm in. It's like I mostly just have magenta mystery snails. Like I technically have the other colors, but I just
purples?
No.
Are you sure?
I can't take.
I only have like a bajillion.
Yeah, I can't take any more mystery snails. Like I technically have all the colors. You want magenta? We could do a trade if you want to do a trade. I'm down with that. All right, fine. You'll send me a picture of the shell. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Well, here I can show you.
I just want to see. At this point, let's see the mystery snails. But yeah, the no planaria, like that's like the one snail besides Malaysian trumpet snails that I just can't. It takes a while before I can put them back in a tank I use that in.
Let's see. Can you see?
Oh, damn! That looks really good. That's a great.
That is what stupid hard water gets you.
Yeah, that is a good. All the sites, I've said this like my gripe. Like they always take the worst picture of their snails. Like they just need to screenshot that and use that, because that is.
There's one of the jade babies.
Yep, I love the jades.
Here's a Lone Ranger.
Look at that, and the edge of the shell is just like immaculate.
Let's see. There's a few blues there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you really got them all. How'd you get them to line up perfectly sorted by color for this?
I talked to him first.
Okay. This is great. Well, actually, yeah, let's hurry up this trade now that I think about it.
All right.
Branton says, how am I not mod yet, Nick? Branton, are you really that power hungry? But honestly, you hung out with me long enough last night. Code Branton 25 on Aquatic Proficients. Support blacklisted fish keepers. I'll make you mod. I'll make you mod, bro. I will. Enjoy it while you can. Let's see. I'm gonna take a shower and get up to the fish room, Christopher. That's nice.
Wow. Branton showering again?
Yeah. Is this like something he does? He just lets everyone.
Branton got a pretty sweet bucket today.
Oh, really? Of what?
Mm-hmm. It's a neon pink bucket just for him.
A neon pink bucket. Okay.
Yep. He hit 1,500 subscribers and had a celebration on Saturday, so I sent him a neon pink bucket after he said he wanted one.
That's awesome. I came into the part of the celebration where it was, you suck.
Oh, Willow's so cute.
I was scared.
That kid's a rock star.
Yeah. I was like, okay, this is entertainment. This is entertainment. So
Yeah.
last night was the first time I ever talked to Brandon like over voice, and he's definitely. I was like, okay, he is a really nice guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to meet him and his wife and 2 girls, and I got to meet Roxanne and Brian at the Quad City Swap. Got to meet quite a few people. Got to meet Cheryl and Jeff Kane.
Okay.
Skull Aquatics Curtis, who actually brought the green dragon plecos from M&C Aquatics, which is Mike.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got the names down. You got the names down.
I have most. There's still some that I don't know, like Cat House. I don't know your name, but I know you as Cat House.
Cat House, they always bully me. They always say, "Oh, you're still talking." The bucket is sick, Brandon says. What are you gonna put in the bucket? Like nothing, or this is kind of off topic because I was like, this is how my brain works. So I was like, what are you gonna put in the bucket? And I was like, well, you could use it for non-fish stuff, like maybe food or something. And then that took my brain to, have you ever gotten a fish package from someone and they put like a Swedish fish in there and you're like,
yeah,
am I gonna eat this?
I have gotten that, and also,
do you eat them?
No.
Okay.
I'm like not a huge candy fan at all.
Oh, interesting.
If I do, it's Reese's Pieces.
Okay. I used to be a big Reese's Pieces fan, but I just wanted to know if I was just like being too uptight, because once they sent the Swedish fish and it wasn't like in the original packet, like they had sealed it in a fish bag. And
really?
Yes. It was like
opened the original and resealed it. Yeah, I probably wouldn't eat that either.
I was like, bro, I'm sorry, I'm not eating the food that came in the fish package. Whatever.
So I can't find it at the moment, but Steve, when he sent me the melanistic gambusia and the white clouds, he sent me a little yellow turd fish, aka a 3D printed pile of poo, labeled as a turd fish.
Okay, so like for anyone who wants to get into this like online fish culture stuff, like trading back and forth, like these like, it's like legitimate things, but then you got these like just jokes. It's like, that's fun.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then Steve was a big sweetheart, and I had asked him if he would be willing to make some bettas like he had posted in one of his shorts.
Yeah.
And so he made some 3D printed bettas and sent them to me. And my daughter was jealous, so I bought some filament and had him make a bunch of really cute, pretty ones that all live under her aquarium now on her racks. And he made some axolotl, like shrimp hides, and some really cool stuff, which I have a short up of that too.
What Big Steve, what a sweetheart, man.
Like, don't let him fool you. If you're here, Steve, you're a teddy bear. Don't lie.
What a sweetheart. I received a single starburst with the order of microworms. Yeah, if it comes with microworms, there's nothing that you can do to make me eat it. I'm sorry.
Nah.
I do appreciate it. Like, I think it's cute. Like, I don't want people to get like, oh, you want us to not do it. No, I do appreciate it. Just, I hope you don't think I'm gonna eat it, because I'm not. Foxy's Fish says, we've sealed Swedish fish in their own fish bags before. They take up space in smaller orders. Oh. It's like that. Okay. Man, where was I with the loaches? Oh, conditioning. I really want to make sure. What do you do when you're conditioning them to breed?
Typically, most of the time I will feed kind of just like my staples. I feed Bug Buffet from Keeping Fish Simple. All of the loaches go freaking nuts for it.
Okay, so how do I get this? Can I really order that in the U.S.?
Yeah. I'm in Iowa, dude. I've ordered it like 4 times.
Come on, bro. Don't do that to me. I'm in Iowa, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So you go to keepingfishsimple.com or .au or whatever it is. Type in keeping fish simple. It'll pop up.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to try
But I
it out.
noticed that if I'm watching one of his videos and I click on his store from YouTube, it won't let me order. So you have to go to whatever web browser you're using and do it that way.
Okay. How much was the shipping on that? Was it worth it?
Last one I got the 900 gram bags. So I got one bug buffet, one green cuisine, and it was $28 in shipping.
Okay. That's not. I mean,
I have paid worse for shipping. I think we're way too accustomed to free shipping.
yeah. No, I mean, this is
And
foreign imported goods. I mean, come on.
yeah. And they take their sweet ass time to get here too. And the last time I ordered was right before the hurricane they got.
Oh man, I did see that.
So it got delayed a little extra long.
I
normally it's a couple weeks.
Keeping Fish Simple is definitely like my top 3 channels I like to watch. Like when I'm like, let me just watch a fun.
That was primarily who I took my Hillstream, breeding information from for the linealatas.
Yeah.
On my first go around.
He had like one of the first like really nice videos about I definitely watched that too.
You type in Hillstream whatever breeding or a specific one and you get like a 30-second video of it swimming.
Yep 100%. That's one of the things with my videos, and I'll use it as an excuse for why I take a long time, but like I want it so the whole time there's like not a single reuse clip, or like at least if it is you wouldn't notice, because I want as much footage of the fish as possible, because I feel like weirdly enough, there's not enough footage of so many fish that people have,
Yeah. I read a comment from Alex a little bit ago, so I didn't want you to think I forgot about you, but no, I will not be coming to Aquashella this time. It's right before my kids' last week of school, and so I won't be going anywhere.
Okay. I missed that one. Start sending out yogurt with the worms. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm sure the worms would love it.
That was oats in there too. I'd appreciate that, so I could feed it to the worms. Yeah. Brant says I use Bug Buffet religiously. Okay, I need to see Branton's food cabinet, because it sounds like all he does all day is feed fish.
Pretty much. Do you even work? All my lights shut off.
Do I even work, or?
No, Branton. I know Branton works.
Oh, he works.
Yeah.
But you know what was so funny when I was talking to him? He was talking about live culture. I got a black worm. I got the Erromyzon. I'm like, so what do you think about Daphnia? He's like, oh, I haven't tried Daphnia. I'm like, how do you get the Erromyzon and blackworm cultures without trying Daphnia? But are there live food cultures you would recommend for loaches?
Definitely like white worms, grindle worms, smaller worms, something easy for them to eat. I have a white worm, or had a white worm culture, but it has crashed on me since I have it right next to one of my European and red wiggler worm bins, and the worms escaped out of one and into my white worm culture and took over. There's holes in the top.
Okay. Your worms are escaping?
So they were. Yes.
So you're making custom lids for the lizard loaches, but the worms just are free range?
No. They have lids, and there's just like a 1/4-inch hole at the top.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. And it's in the center. So those jerks climbed up 10 inches of wall, and then 10 inches over, up and out, and over to the white worm bin.
Oh, wonderful.
And somehow managed to get in that one. So wonderful. I was like, are you kidding?
Oh my
God. Yeah.
Oh, Bratton says, I work 10 hours a day. They love blackworms. They dig in the sand like quarries. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. They do. They will dig. I haven't noticed the Sewellias digging as much, but definitely like the Gastromyzons, they definitely are diggers all the time. They'll rearrange your substrate for you.
Okay.
I would like to have a blackworm culture. I tried one at one point from Eastern Aquatics, and it did not go swell. I think I actually had a bad batch. I put them in a well-seasoned aquarium, and it wasn't 2 hours before I was having to change the water because it was like sewage.
What?
It was gross.
That sounds gross.
And after a week of fighting it, I was just like, screw this.
Yeah.
They're all dead.
That's
I'm
bad.
done.
I have I did get blackworms from Small World Aquatics, and like I think they're making more. I've started feeding them. Like, okay, if this keeps going, I'll be a believer. But I'm still in the stage of like I can't believe I'm feeding these worms right now in water. it doesn't feel the same. I can't put yogurt in here.
Another thing they readily eat is baby brine shrimp.
Okay.
After they all settle, they go nuts for them. But more than anything else, every single Hillstream I have goes nuts for bug buffet.
My gosh, code Jodi 25. Okay.
I did just make an order from Aquatic Provisions, so hopefully that stuff will be here soon too.
Okay. I'm gonna my next stream will be whenever I get the auction check. I think I'm gonna spend it all on food on stream. But I think you tell me this idea. I think I want to give away $100, but the people got to give me their $100 order, like I did on stream a few weeks ago. Like, I want your $100 order, so I might do that. Okay, so we got bug buffet, baby brine. We got the worms.
I use the green cuisine from Keeping Fish Simple too. Not every Loach is a huge fan of that one. It's kind of hit or miss. Then I also have the Hikari algae wafers. I also have the North Bend kelp wafers, which is also hit or miss. Pretty much all of them eat the Hikari algae wafers.
Okay.
But then I do feed, or I was feeding white worms on occasion until it crashed, and they love those.
Okay.
I thought about chopping up the red wigglers into very small pieces and trying those out.
Okay. Is there any vegetables with them, like people do for plecos?
I mean, yes, they'll munch on zucchinis and stuff, but I don't like to buy it from the store. So I grow it and then I freeze it.
Okay. Of course.
Kind of thing.
Of course.
And I don't spray any of my stuff. I don't use any synthetic pesticides or even organic pesticides anymore. Kind of a fan of bees, and there's really almost nothing that isn't harmful to bees. Wasps can F the F right off, but bees are welcome.
Okay, that's a good note. This is going on my conspiracy list. I talk about how all roads lead to chickens, like owning chickens.
I have those too.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, the more I'm talking to like super hardcore fish keeper, the chickens are becoming a thing. But then the more stuff I research about, okay, let me get my circle, complete the circle of like it all leads to chickens.
Chickens love duckweed.
That's what I'm saying.
And water lettuce.
That's what I'm saying.
And snails.
But then Keep You Fish Simple made that video. It's like, but do the roads also lead to bees? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Without pollinators, we wouldn't have anything.
Okay, but have you started beekeeping?
But bees are not the only. No, it's always been kind of one of those things I'd like to do, but I need to cut something out in order to add something else at this point.
That's fair. I mean, you can't.
And I'm not willing.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I must know if you used Brand 25. Jodi, did it work? Okay, it worked. You'll code Brand.
It took my like $125, $30 order down to 98 or something like that. 120, yeah.
Okay, code Brighton 25 Aquatic Provisions. Prutu says,
do it.
Woohoo chickens. I also love bees. Featherfin says, does duckweed make their eggs taste funky?
No.
Okay.
But you will never go back to store-bought eggs once you've had a fresh chicken egg.
Okay.
that isn't from a gigantic farm with really unhappy, stressed out chickens.
Then here's my follow-up. Is having chickens another rabbit hole like fish where it's gonna
Yes.
God damn.
And chicken math is real. We started with 4 last year. I just added 8 this year. We got 8 chicks in the middle of March, and I just put them in with the big hens yesterday.
Okay, I'm gonna work on acceptance then, because Featherfin says, as for black soldier flies. Oh, Jess L asked first. Do aquarists get into cultivating black soldier fly larvae for food much? Because they're great for chickens.
They are great for chickens, but no. I just buy the freeze-dried black soldier fly larva, which is better than, what's the other one I have? Is it bloodworms? Yeah.
Okay.
Because those are just, midges. They're larvae.
Can you use the freeze-dried, like, for chickens, black soldier fly larvae for fish? Like, would they eat that, or?
As bad as it smells, I bet they would.
Okay. I've been trying to...
they're pretty good size. I'd say they're like, an inch to inch and a half long. And I don't have a lot of big fish.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I have right now are electric blue acaras in my main display tank that I got from Cheryl.
Yep. I have the same issue. Although I guess I have a pair of dwarf pike cichlids, so I could feed.
Cool.
Yeah. I really want to breed them. But they do kind of scare me because I'm not used to a fish being that big.
Yeah.
The aquarium.
Yeah. I did get some electric blue marble angels from Gravedigger Aquatics. His name's Dan. I got talked with him through YouTube chats, found out he was on Discord, messaged him on there, and then met him at the Quad City Swap and picked him up.
So it's sounding like if you live somewhere where there's no fish stores, you got to order everything online. Like, we got to stop arguing about which online retailer. Like, we just need to start hitting up random people in fish chats. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't see why not. I mean, I like Dan's. I've ordered a lot from Dan's, but Dan's is expensive, and that doesn't help the pocketbook out very much. That depletes my fishy fund pretty quick. I've gotten a lot of fish off of raffles, actually.
Really?
I just had stir-bys and albino stir-bys show up today that I won from last Wednesday's Shooter's Fish Room. They're out of Des Moines. Okay. They hold a raffle on the band app every Wednesday, and sometimes they'll do an extra on Saturday.
Okay.
Sabu Aquatics. Does that one sound familiar at all to you?
Aquatics.
I know he's Saburai, Saburai.
I see. Is that Sabu Aquatics?
He does. Yep. He does a raffle on the band app, and I actually got my Equus Cories from that one of his raffles. So for $50, I got 6 Cories.
I gotta get into these.
And they're freaking chunky. And then last Monday, I won CW38 Cories.
Okay.
And some black Schultzi.
So whoa. What happened to the hills? Is Corey's next? Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, I've always liked Corey's.
Okay.
Corey's adorable. Okay. How do you not like them?
I agree, but it just sounds like this is
like love of Hillstreams. But I have quite a few different types of Corey's. Up in my display tank, I've got orange Venezuelans and albino longfin Aeneas. Down here, I've got the Equus. I've got longfin Eliatus. There's the CW38s, the black Schultzis, the Sturbis and albino Sturbis.
Man.
Then I also have Davidsoni and Cauda maculata, I think is how you say that. I'm sure someone could correct me if I was wrong.
I've got to trust you on that one.
Yeah, then I've also got albino gold lasers.
Okay. What? Tell me, do the different Corey, like, albinos, like, do they really look different? Like, to you? Because I haven't kept them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the albino sterbies are not as bright white as the Aeneas. Like my longfin Aeneas look like angels. And the sterbies, I mean, granted, they just shipped in today, but they are not, as of right now, a bright white. They almost have a slightly goldish color to them.
Okay.
But we'll see how they settle in.
Because sometimes I look at them and I'm like, so are we just getting different white cories? Like all
I had 10 Snow White panda cories, and I ran them through several treatments, but they just kept dropping like fries. So now I have one little Snow White panda cory left.
Damn.
So that one's not albino. Technically, it's leucistic.
Okay. Yeah. I love panda cories. I think they're my favorite.
Yeah, well, I like them too, and I wish the other 9 would have survived.
Yeah.
That was a hard one. I did not win those on a raffle.
Damn. I'm so sorry.
That one hurt.
I'm so sorry. That is painful. I had that issue with the strain of blue Galaris. Like, I was doing really well with the dwarf reds, so I was like, let me get this other location point. And like, no matter what I did, they'd come in, and like eventually they just, I couldn't keep them alive. And at that time on Aquabid, it was scarce, so I paid a lot for each pair.
Yeah.
I mean? It's like, it does hurt. I that's one reason why Dan's Fish is expensive, so I haven't ordered from yet, but it's like, I do believe.
If you order the blue Galaris from him, I got 3 pairs from him.
I was gonna say, I do believe like fish could be as expensive as you want, because I think it is good when things that are alive like cost enough that you have to think about taking care of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
most of the time I don't have a problem paying Dan's prices.
Yeah.
They're well cared for fish.
I'll tell you, nothing like, one I saw is him talk at ACLC, which was a fantastic talk. And then 2, I've been having a ton of problems with fish illnesses this last 2 weeks in like 1 or 2 tanks. And I'm just sitting here like, I would pay any amount of money to order fish and never deal with this bullshit.
Yeah, so. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I have had like some of my live bearers from Dan's, they're live bears. They are so hard to get clean because all they do is eat each other's shit all day. It's almost a never-ending cycle.
Right.
So, but yeah, I've had a few that didn't last, or some did, but you're gonna have that anywhere.
I agree. I agree.
So, I think his track record has been really well. I mean, as far as bottom-dwelling fish like catfishes, loaches, it's very common, even if they're aquarium bred, by your local hobbyist, that they still have internal parasites.
Yeah. When we did the group order of Aqua Hunter, and we're each doing like our kind of like impressions, and one thing I like that Aaron says, he's like, honestly, I don't believe in, necessarily that you should expect 100% clean fish for everywhere. Because he's like, just like you said, it's like, it's just not really possible. But Dan does, the most that you could really do. I was going to say, and when I watched his talk, one thing I think I got from that more than when I watched the streams is just how much stuff they don't know, but how much stuff they're pioneering, so I got more appreciation for like, okay, this is not perfect, but you're the only ones trying,
right,
and that's cool. So
I mean, I think it's great that they're really trying to better the industry. I mean, I got to meet Dan in person last September. I actually sold some of my lineolatas to him, along with some of those purple mystery snails.
Nice.
But we were headed out to the Black Hills, my husband and I, to go watch the Buffalo Roundup.
Okay.
They do it around the end of September, early October every year.
That sounds pretty fun.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
I don't know if fun is the word. The first year we went, we picked the wrong hill, and all we got to see was 1,500 bison like huffing and puffing up the hill, where the other people got to see them stampede down.
Okay.
So I mean, they're only allotted so many buffalo, so they round them up at the end of the year, and I think they keep somewhere around like 1,000, and then they'll auction off some, and they have a big cookout and fair afterwards.
That's there has to be like a staple food for this event, right? Is there like a food associated with this that you always eat or something?
They usually cook buffalo burgers.
Okay. Okay.
They're not my thing, but I like the Black Hills. It's pretty out there.
All right.
But so we went out to go deliver those to Dan first, and then did that. But I got to tour Dan's facility, which was really cool.
Oh, wow.
So that was, yeah, it was a neat experience. You know, that being said, his fish still are expensive, and some of them are more outrageous than others. So I kind of pick and choose.
Yeah.
Have I paid some of those stupid prices? Yeah, because I couldn't find the thing I wanted anywhere else.
Yep. And I feel like, because we've looked at Tristan's fish, and he has the Ellisoma Everglade Eye. It's like $12. Yeah. Like all the stores.
And Dan has it for 40.
And the stores near me have it for 40. And I'm just like, you know, it's one of those things. Sometimes the fish, it is out there cheaper, but that person is just, you just can't come across them necessarily without really trying. Yeah. You know.
And like Tristan's got great fish. I ordered the well, he's got them listed as Pseudogastromyzon fangeyes, but they've been within the last year reclassified to Labigastromyzons. Okay. And they're $14.50 a piece there.
What?
And I think they're 40 something on Dan's.
Yeah, I was about to say, because when I bought the Changdonensis, that was expensive, because I did buy like 6 or 7, and that was all my fishy fund for a while.
Yeah, I got the demon-eyed Hillstream Loaches, Erromyzon compactus from Dan.
That's on my wish list.
At the time, they were pretty spendy, and he has since lowered the price.
Oh, man.
So I'll be retrieving a few more, because at the price it was, which it was like $79.99, yeah. I only bought a small group. And I would much rather have a larger group for breeding purposes, because my females, at least I'm assuming they're females, are getting rather chonky.
So the Erromyzon, where do they fit in with like all the lizard loaches, the Gastromyzon?
No, like they're still part of the Gastromyzon family.
Okay. What is?
So if you look at the spreadsheet, I think they're under Gastromyzons. If you go down the list.
Okay. Let me add. I think it's time that we look at the spreadsheet. I think it's time.
It's pretty.
Yeah. I'm putting the spreadsheet up. Okay, set to 50% for better viewing. That is very helpful.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of hellish to go through, especially on a phone.
Okay. I'm trying to.
So, like up at the top, are you in the Hillstream category?
Gastromyzon. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. So what is this that we're looking at?
You've got a spreadsheet pulled up from Sam Fernald of the described species that can be found in the Chinese regions.
Okay. And what? Who do you say made this again?
Sam Fernald.
Okay. And wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry.
Yeah, it's incredible, to be honest.
I'm sorry.
Like, how do you not want all of these?
I definitely do. That's the thing for me with keeping fish, that like whatever anyone says about me that I can't fake, there's so many times I've seen a fish and like I'm just speechless. Like that's the thing to me that is
I think they're incredible.
Oh my gosh. So what's keeping us from having, what's the process of these making it over here right now?
So the wild caught adults do not ship well. So you want juveniles. So yes, there's a lot of these being imported, but identification is often messed up. You know, it's easy to confuse things in a juvenile state, so they come in listed as one thing and they're not.
Right. Which I could see how that could happen. Also, is it okay if I link this in the chat, or is this?
Yeah.
Okay. If people want to look at them.
Sam likes to have this information spread.
All right. I'm pinning this in the chat if you guys want to scroll through it with us. But okay, you were saying.
What was I saying?
Species often come in misidentified.
Mislabeled. Yeah, mislabeled, misidentified. And because most of these are the Gastromyzon or Gastromyzon type, they're not readily bred, but there are areas that are harder to collect from. Don't ask me the names because I can't pronounce anything to save my life.
I was about to say, you can't read this text on the right here for us.
No. No. Something that does give me a good chuckle is how they make some of the common names. So you'll read through some of them and be like, really? That's the best you could come up with?
Right. Silver leopard.
Yeah.
Violet leopard.
There's some
okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like I was told by somebody, if you're able to translate the Chinese characters, they're generally a description of the fish. Like it's not one called Erromyzon compactus queen of hearts.
Erromyzon.
You know, it'll have an actual like a decent description of what the fish looks like is what the Chinese characters usually are. Not always, but sorry, I'm coughing
what are
in your ear.
This Yashinia? I haven't seen. Oh, the panda loach. That's the panda loach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't. For some reason, I totally forgot.
Those are on Moonlight Aquatics right now.
Yeah, the gold. Does he still have the gold ones? The gold one.
I'm not sure.
Have you ordered from Moonlight before?
Not yet. I have some in my cart, but I have the red devils in my cart.
Okay.
But I'm not quite sure that I want to spend $150 a piece on them. Originally, I thought they were like $49.99 or whatever it was, not the $149. Oh. I did not see the one.
Whoa.
So I think I will pass probably on those.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
They're rare.
A couple of fish says, not just Chinese, most Southeast Asian Hillstreams. Featherfin says, I forgot what it was in the recent paper that reclassified all the ray-finned fishes and merged the families again. Okay.
I don't think I've read that yet.
I haven't yet, but Featherfin they're one of those people, every time they say something, I'm like, well, I'm just going to believe you because you know how to read. I know you know how to read. I know you know how to read. And,
well, kudos to you, Featherfin.
Like, all I had to do was when they first showed up for that chat is click, and I saw the 1 hour documentary on common plecos. I'm like, yeah, this is someone I'm going to take advice from because this is definitely one of those people that are amazing at collecting information. A couple of fish said, usually tiny groups of collections and extremely seasonal collection time periods. Okay.
May, coming up in May is going to be a good collection time, and another in the fall. Well, our fall, anyway.
Our fall.
Well, it's different.
Let's see.
In China than it is here.
I'm trying to figure out which troll I should actually read their question of. Brian and Salient are both trying to mess with me. Brian asks, how does Jodi feel about Dan euthanizing fish to check for disease?
Well, you want him to torture a live fish instead? I mean, if you're looking for a specific disease that is coming in specific fish, you know, how do you go about doing it? You know, does it suck to have to kill a live fish? Yes. Did you maybe not have to treat the fish? Were you certain that the fish had it in the first place? No. But a lot of times you don't know. And it's not until they get stressed out that you even see it.
Right.
Or it takes hold. So I guess my opinion on that is somebody has to do it. Does it suck? Yes. Would I do it? No, but I'm not set up with, you know, microscopes and, you know, somebody who is a certified, you know, vet to be checking these things. Do I think they're doing it for the betterment of the fish? Quite possibly. You know, it's not my position. It's not the best thing in the world, but I feel like they're trying to learn what fish come in with what.
Yeah. No, I think that's a very fair answer. That's kind of where I came on in the past when I was talking with people. It's like not necessarily my favorite thing, but like I can't sit here and say that it's necessarily wrong. And definitely after watching this talk, it's like, look, if I was in the same position with the same goals, then I could see myself, you know, doing that.
And
kind of thing.
I got to see a fish autopsy while I was there. That was one that had already passed. It wasn't freshly killed.
Okay.
They had found ammonia burn in the gills under the microscope, because normally you'll see all the cilia, and it was gone.
Okay. What's the
so there's none
cilia?
Like little tiny fine hairs around the gills.
Okay.
They're burnt off, and that's typical of ammonia burn. It also had internal parasites. It was like a little flatworm, or a roundworm. Sorry, not flatworm.
Gross.
And it also had gill flukes, and it was a green neon cubitai.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of.
Yeah, that's a lot in one little fish.
I definitely see. Okay, Salient. Look, I'm sorry. You didn't have to super chat because I was worried. He said, "What the f are you doing with my white wife?"
YouTube wife.
YouTube wife. Sorry, I'm on too much Reddit. I read that as white, right?
I owe Jesse some FaceTime.
Okay. Hey,
Jesse was the first stream that I actually popped up on.
Okay, awesome. How many streams have you done?
A number of.
I forgot to say, the super chats, like I'm splitting the super chats with Jodi. So Jodi, you now have $2.50. Congratulations.
Oh, that's really kind of you.
I forgot to say that because I'm not really used to that being a thing. So, but I think it's in the description somewhere. But whoa, Steve! Hey, Steve, I was just talking about super chats. I know you got a lot of money. Come on. Brandon said, I just poured out tank water for the fallen homies. You can't even do the fresh water for her, bro. 100% agree with the practice, a couple fish said. I'd rather him kill a fish and try and fix than to not and let a ton die in customer tanks. Christopher said, my daughter is a parasitologist. I plan on using her skills she acquired from me paying for 6 years of school.
Yeah, good idea.
Brian, like Cap said, yes, Jodi. Yes, Nick, Jodi is clearly white. Okay, buddy. Okay. I'm not going to just assume because it's Iowa. Come on.
It's a very diverse place, actually.
Yeah. Well, you know, I drove through a lot of that. I drove from here to the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
And my most difficult thing going through each place was figuring out which food I should eat there. So speaking of Iowa being a diverse place, and I appreciate you saying that because that usually brings my brain to food. So please, what do I need to eat?
I mean, you can't come through Iowa without having Iowa sweet corn.
Okay.
We are the corn capital.
Now, is it a thing where I can just get anything that is called Iowa sweet corn and it's going to be the legit, or do I have to go to like...
Honestly, it's the best if you find a stand on the side of the road, you know, some farmer's kid selling corn.
Okay. Okay.
That's going to be the best.
Now, okay, sorry. I just really like food, but okay. Now do I just eat it right there? Like, should I have butter? Should I have
you
salt?
definitely
Like,
could.
is there a seasoning I should have in my, my bag?
All right. So honestly, what I like to do with mine is I butter them, wrap them in tin foil, put them on the grill.
Okay.
5 minutes, flip it. 5 minutes, flip it till you've made it around the whole thing of corn. And sometimes I'll season it with pepper. Sometimes I don't. The butter has enough salt for me. Some people like more salt. Okay. But sweet corn is one of those you can eat raw, and it's still good.
Okay.
I worked at a farmer's market for a couple of years, and that was like one of the best treats, was just sitting there and eating watermelon and sweet corn.
That actually sounds really cool. Yo, Steve, I said I'm splitting super chats with Jodi. I talk you up saying you got all this money and you donate $1. Look, I'm not gonna be ungrateful. Like, thank you, Jodi. You now have $3. So you're talking about ordering from Moonlight Aquatics. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me spend that $3 on the Red Devil.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dan's isn't the only one with stupid high prices.
Yeah, I kind of like always, I look up Moonlight. It's like Dan's fish, but like they're slightly different. Their stocking does vary. So, but I kind of look at them. Their
stocking does vary, yeah.
As far as like their stocking, I kind of look at them as the same niche, but. Mm-hmm. Yo, Salient, thank you so much for another 5. In my motherfin tanks, Jodi Motherfin P.
Okay, yo. Mother effin P.
I'm sorry. YouTube wife, effin. See, I'm not cultured. I'm not cultured enough to even be streaming yet. That's the problem.
Well.
Wait,
me neither, really, but I just know it because we've been saying it to each other for a while.
I was about to say,
I think Jesse mother effing Salient. And...
Yeah, I would say you are you've been like trading fish and stuff with people all over the place, importing food from Australia. Like, it's okay. Andy said,
I mean, I'm not the only one that does that, though.
Yeah, but see, I'm not on that wave yet, so I'm just taking note.
Yeah.
Andy said, I've been listening, lurking. This has been a great talk. I can't stay. Unfortunately, I just wanted to say, yeah, Jodi, thank you so much for coming on. I'm just checking in. Are you good on time? Do you need to go
yeah, soon? I'm good.
Okay.
I'm all right.
Okay, there goes Jesse fantasizing again. Red Knuckle Quack says, Barbara Jackson, a pork cutlet sandwich in Iowa, !
Yes. Pork cutlets are a thing, too.
Okay. Now, is that something I can get anywhere, or like a specific chain or something that...
I mean, personally, I think those are best homemade. So if you know somebody in Iowa, come get them there.
Okay. See, this is the problem talking to you. You got chickens, you're growing food for your fish. like, well, the best spot is actually my house, making it myself.
Yeah.
Jessel says she's from Iowa, which she's talking about eating sweet corn raw. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Okay. Steak is another good thing to find in Iowa because I'm sorry, but grass-fed steak sucks.
What is
you want? Grain-fed is probably not nearly as healthy for you, but tastes so much better.
Grain-fed. What is grain-fed?
Grain, like corns and grain.
So you want the steak to eat the sweet corn. So you can eat the steak with the sweet corn.
There are people that raise their cows on molasses. That's called sweet feeding.
Is this Willy Wonka's chocolate factory? What's going on?
I mean, it's close enough.
This is like where the chocolate milk conspiracy theories come from. Salient said, Jesus, they get it together. I'm trying, bro. I try.
So yeah, we actually butcher our own cows, and
oh my gosh, what don't you make for yourself?
Not much.
Well, honey. You don't do the bees yet, right?
I don't do honey, so
Okay.
I don't.
See, gotcha.
I know where to get local honey though.
That's fine as long as you don't make it yourself. I'll take the a point
Maybe
for
someday.
a point for the lazy
That
people.
falls. Yeah, it falls into the not much part of the one part of the category that's not in the not much.
Yeah, like Missoula says.
Well, I butchered that.
You're the only thing you're butchering is your cows, apparently.
Yeah.
It's funny though, cause one of my to-do lists is like I want to go hunting, but like the reason is I feel like if I eat meat,
Come to Iowa.
I might have to take you up on it, cause I like if I eat meat, I have to take responsibility and like actually kill something. Cause one of the things keeping fish has taught me about just nature and stuff is just like understanding the cycles of life, like things eating other things, and raising its live foods, and like just having more respect and understanding for that process. So like I've always looked at hunting like a similar way, where okay, I feel like I'll appreciate the food that I'm eating, more kind of thing.
I haven't been hunting in years, but it was never a sport thing.
Yeah.
We didn't waste anything. I mean, no, did we eat the intestines and stuff like that? No.
Okay.
Gross.
Okay.
Not a big fan of organ meat.
No intestines. That's not for me. No organ meat. Or Swedish fish.
Somebody will take the heart. Somebody will take the tongues. If you're doing cows, there are people that like the liver, the tongue, the heart. Y'all can have that. I don't want that. But it doesn't go to waste.
I had it in tacos and it was good. I was surprised. It was very good. That's all. I probably would have.
Okay, I mean, I could see where it would be in tacos.
Yeah,
probably pretty delicious, actually. But...
Yeah, I don't think I would have eaten it if it was presented in a different way, but.
Yeah, but no, it's. Yeah, I mean, it's good, and I live out in the county. We've got a small acreage, and there's always turkey, deer, coyote, everything in the yard.
Right. Okay. I'm definitely might have to come to Iowa sometimes.
Come hang out.
Got to do a virtual fish club meeting hosted in Iowa. Would be fun.
Absolutely.
Jodi got the sickness quick. I can tell she's in it for the long run.
Yeah, it happened. It happened quick, and I can thank my 9-year-old for it. So.
I understand.
It all started with her. And she's still all about it.
Well, that's nice, because no one in my family cares about the fish. Me, I understand. It was someone else for me too. It was my grandpa. I set up a tank for my grandpa for Father's Day, and in that process of like trying to research everything, I was like,
yeah,
this is kind of fun.
Yeah. It's a good time.
So how long have you been keeping fish
now? Since late February, early March of last year. So just over a year.
That is so crazy. How many species have you bred?
Not as many as I'd like. So I have several strains of guppies, but it's not like those are hard. You put them in water and feed them, and poof, you have a bunch of fish.
All right.
So there's been 9 strains of guppies. I do have the longfin Taliatus cories spawning on occasion.
Okay.
Yep. I've had either my Venezuelans or my Aeneas, the albinos, up in the main display spawn. And I did manage to save a single egg from whichever one did it, because I just wanted to see if I could hatch it and what it was. I don't know if it's the Venezuelans or the Aeneas, or because they can cross. If it would be like a longfin Venezuelan, because that would be cool as shit.
That does sound very cool. That does sound very cool.
Yeah, otherwise there's platies, mystery snails, the 2 different Sewellias. Cheryl's EBA spawned up in the 230. And I had eggs for 4 days and they were guarding them, and then all the coolie loaches ambushed them.
Wow.
Yep.
Are coolie loaches one that you're planning on trying to spawn, or you got them for the
No, I like them because they're cool.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, who doesn't love a danger noodle? And mine are out all the time. They're not alleged.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's nice.
What?
You know, there's a large group of 12. I've got 3 reticulated coolies and 9 black coolies up there. And I have 5 more reticulateds that are done with quarantine now. They can go up to the display.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I got some coolie loaches with the setup, and I really want to add some more because I don't have enough for the group.
They're fun,
but they're really fun, and when it's set up right, they definitely are out and about.
Yeah,
for sure. Like when it was clear when I made the change where like, oh, they're out and about, and then I kind of messed with things again. I'm like, damn, I ruined the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, what else?
Well, Foxy says there's a sleepover at Jodi's. Celia said, I'm down for the sleepover at Jodi's. And then Foxy said, girls only Jesse. I can be a girl. Yeah. I'll put on heels and yoga pants. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how you wear them first.
Can that be your next super chat goal?
Wait, for me or for them?
For Jesse.
How much do we think we should pay for him to wear heels and yoga pants?
I don't know.
I would donate.
I think if he got like 10 super chats.
Just tell me next time they stream, we'll make this happen. Cause
Saturday mornings, it's 8 o'clock for me. I think it'd be 9 o'clock for you.
Okay.
9 a.m.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try and make that. People seem excited about that idea.
Jesse has got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah.
Nick, let me know when you want more coolies. Oh my gosh, you just got every fish.
Who said that one?
The other Jesse. Just one more fish.
Jesse number 2.
Okay, Jesse number 2. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse number 2 is another one of those people that's just like opening my eyes to like fish meets farm. You know, like expanding out. And I definitely one day I'm like, I have plans. I have plans.
Yeah. So, I have so many things that are juveniles still. So a lot of the cories are still juveniles. The blue galaris are so close to being mature.
Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah, I am very excited for that one. Then what else? Most of the Hillstreams are still juveniles. So there's very few that are actually mature enough. I've got another couple killies, the Aphosimian Rickenbachis.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's right.
I know what
how
you're
you
talking
say that,
about.
but okay.
Yep.
So those, I have not been actively trying with them, so I need to put some spawning mops in. I've just been feeding them as of late. And then I also have
the killifish. That's definitely a rabbit
hole.
They're
cool.
That's a rabbit hole. That's the one that I'm down for sure.
I've noticed you're currently in that one. I don't always talk a whole lot, but I read through your Discord a lot.
Okay. No, I appreciate that because I was gonna like go through the Discord and just kind of remove anyone that's there, but like I know that people lurk because I lurk in some places too, and I was like, it can't be entertaining just to read. But the killifish are actually like I've been into them since I started. So you started January of last year,
like February, March of last year.
So I'll be 2 years in the hobby, in June, and killifish I got them pretty early, and the dwarf red galaris were like one of my first, actually, and I actually took like 10 pairs to my LFS. But there's a guy local to me, Frank Cowherd. He's this older guy, and in his basement he had 240 breeders just full of dwarf red galaris. It was like incredible. So I was like, at every auction I went to, he was bringing tons of them, you know, and they were going for like $20 a pair, like just so cheap because they're just in the area. And I was like, well, Frank, he's got the dwarf red. Like I don't need to breed these. But I lost my last female, and then Frank retires.
Of course.
Of course. And they were tired.
Of course.
And I'm just like, I'm sitting here like, idiot.
Damn it.
And but that's what it's
Yeah.
like with the killifish, is it definitely has that extra pressure of like, you got to make more of them for some of them.
Well, and especially for your, more annuals. I mean, I know that even in the aquarium world now, you'll start to see the annuals live a little bit longer. But I mean, even at best, best case scenario would be what, 16 months, 18 months?
Yeah, I've heard of them living a long time, like if you're not breeding them a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing we've been talking about with the killifish people, is just how much breeding shortens fish's life,
Yeah.
And
especially constant.
Yep, constant. And some of the killifish, it's like, it's just too much. I actually put in the dwarf pike cichlids when I first got them. They were smaller. They were with some Fundulopanchex sheili, and they were getting bullied.
Those are pretty too.
Oh, sorry, no, it was a Epiplates rolofi, actually.
Oh, okay.
And they were getting bullied by them because they kept trying to spawn with the pike. And the pike is like so much bigger, and to me it's like a scary fish kind of, and like it's just like I had to separate them because they wouldn't stop trying to mate with the pike cichlids. So that's some killifish are like that, and then others, it's like you can keep them together and it's not a big deal. But
and I know, a lot of people have said don't keep your blue galaris together, but I've got 3 pairs all hanging out with no problem in a 40, so it's not like they're crammed in a 20.
Yeah.
But they kind of have their own little areas, and there's a male and female that have definitely stuck together, but they get along great. There's been no aggression. I saw a flare for the first time in months just the other day.
Yeah.
A male flared at another male because he got close to his girl.
No, I'm with you. I've kept a bunch of them together. The killifish temperament is one of those, like, it's a myth, but at the same time it's so variable for species and location point. But for me the galaris have been like super chill.
Yeah. And then I have the Wari location. I have zero complaints. They're an absolutely gorgeous fish, and I think they're probably one of the most gorgeous freshwater fish.
Yeah. So
for me,
at the same time as you are so, enthusiastic about the Hillstreams, what I like is like, so I'm similar to you. It's like you can't help yourself from getting into these other fish at the same time.
Yeah.
So is there a limit for you on how many tanks that you could have?
Not in my opinion.
Okay. Just are you going to be setting up any new tanks in the next 3 months?
Probably not the next 3 months, unfortunately. Okay. But the plan is to utilize this room that I'm in better. So right now, all the tanks are on pallet racking because we already had it, but it holds a lot of weight, but it is just not optimal dimensions.
Right.
There's a lot of wasted space, so I would much rather build racks, and then I could even have, 2 racks in the center of the room, and then have racks along the perimeter, and I can reduce some of how I store things to make it more efficient. And there's a room behind me still that's another, 10 by 15, which it's just storage space right now. So I could expand into there as well. Then maybe if I'm real good and real lucky, I can convince my husband to let me take over part of the shed.
So at 1 year, we're at 40 tanks. What's 2 years? 45?
More? 45 more?
Oh, I thought you were gonna be. What happened to not setting up new tanks in the next 3 months? Oh my god.
Not. You said in the next 2 years.
I'm just
What's
saying.
2 years look like?
I
So
know, but
for
how
me,
many tanks
that's next March.
How many tanks you gotta add per month though to get up to that number though?
Well, sometimes it was only one. Sometimes it was like 6. You know, when Petco was having the half off sale or PetSmart. You know, but there's one thing. I have top fin tanks. I have marine land tanks. I have aquarium tanks. So, and they all vary slightly.
Yes.
And now aquarium's not being sold at Petco anymore, so it's Imaginatarium.
Right.
And they're even different, more different dimensions. So, yeah.
My dream is to have all rimless, not because like the rimless, but for the low iron glass, because like the distortion,
it makes a difference.
It makes a big difference, and not even just for filming, just for looking at it. It's like it's so nice.
You know, so the one with the B40 in it. It was a used ADA tank, and so that's a low iron, good quality glass. All of my other tanks down here are just regular glass that have the green tint, and yeah, it's okay. When you have backgrounds and stuff on them, I think it makes less of a difference than, for say, like my 230 upstairs. I custom ordered that one. I got it from Glass Cages, and the first go round, I did not order the low iron glass. And fortunately for me, they had actually forgotten to remove the Sharpie marks in between the glass and the white frame. So and it's a walk around tank. You can see it from all angles. So it's not like it was going up against a wall and you'd never see that part.
Right.
So they made a new tank, and we decided to upgrade to the low iron.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
It was, I mean, there was a couple other things that were, you know, unsightly.
But they made it right
great,
in the big way.
Yeah, in a big way. So great customer service. And they actually had Fish Freaks, which is the local fish store in Omaha, bought my old tank. And so they came up and got the tank from my house. And then I was shipped a new one with low iron glass on the front and back.
Nice.
And it makes a huge difference, because on the regular glass, you'd walk around and you feel like you're spinning. It just, when you can see through the tank, that effect is 10 times worse.
100%. I'm glad you're with me on that, because that's like my dream. All the low iron glass, that is my absolute dream. Okay. Aquarium is at PetSmart now. They do half off sales too. Pebblin says. Sleeper says, I like the Imaginatarium a lot cleaner and heavier. Yeah, I haven't gotten the normal Imaginatarium yet. I got one of the small rimless ones. I put isopods in it, but it seems promising.
Yeah, I don't have any of them yet, but I keep hearing from people that they actually like them better. But like the downside is, if you're trying to, you know, if you've already got a bunch of other brand tanks, making them all fit, you know, that's the hard part. Am I going to get rid of all these tanks that I have now? Not until they break. Or maybe I'll reseal them if they do. But, you know, I also don't want to just have a hodgepodge of crap everywhere, because that's something else that bothers me. Like I've got 40s and 20s and 10s and 5.5 and a couple 2.5s or a 3. That bugs me a lot.
I'm in the same place where I'm at the spot where I've stopped long enough. I've done enough where now I want things to be right. Like you just said, like it bothers me. I want them
to look neat and tidy, and it hurts my eyeballs. So I would like to have, you know, all 40s, you know, on one wall, and maybe all 20s on another wall, or, you know, something to that effect, or, you know, one level is all 40s.
That's the dream.
You know.
Okay, So I don't want to keep Jodi all night. So if you have any last questions for her, send them off. But I want to put like the 10-minute warning because I could talk. My problem is I could talk for like hours and hours and hours. So like I have to
I
limit
mean,
myself.
you can't keep me up till midnight or anything, but
Yeah.
I definitely can also talk.
Well, I feel bad because I feel like you're like Superman. Like you have another chat to get to. You know what I mean? Like you're in every live stream chat almost when I watch something.
I try to be. You know, I like to be supportive.
Yeah. Christopher said, "Wow, it's been 2 hours. This has been a great conversation."
It has. It doesn't feel like it's been 2 hours.
No, it had. We'll definitely like when you get into something else or something, like we'll have to have another talk because definitely I could just talk to you about food, honestly, because I've been meaning to.
We like food.
Yeah, I've been meaning to make it.
You want to talk about food? Sunday evenings. It'll be 7 for you. Lance, Sleeper Barbecue, Grills to Gardens.
Okay.
They do a stream every Sunday night, and they talk food.
Okay.
And you'll find me there too.
I'll have to. I'm like one of those people where I do like to cook, just not all the time. But like when I get the bug that I want to cook something, it's like I want to smoke something. I want to, make a special sauce.
Is the place to be.
Okay.
You bet.
Pepla Creek
definitely.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Pepla Creek said go another hour.
Probably about 9 o'clock I would have to be done because I'll have to get my kid in bed.
Responsibilities.
Yeah.
That's Christopher says that was one of the best streams I've seen in a while. I appreciate that. Well, it's not every day you get to talk to someone that, like, I relate to you in one sense where I went to a lot of tanks in a short period of time keeping fish. So like I've definitely gotten that reaction. Yeah. But you've gone even crazier than I have. And I feel like you've done it a lot better than I did too.
I showed up in chats and I just started paying attention to what people were doing. And, as far as organizational skills and trying to get things in its place, I have to credit that to my husband. He has got a much better eye for organization than I do. And so I like it when he does it, and I just tell me where you put it. That's all I need to know. Tell me where you put it.
That's how I am with my dad. I'll be like, Dad, I'm at the point now, like, if I needed to build a rack, like, I've built some racks on my own, but at first it was definitely like, okay, what size tank? Where do you want to put it? All right.
Yeah.
It'll take me like all day to make a rack. The last one he made for me was for 40 breeders. And I think it was like a couple hours. And he just, I was like, that would have taken me all day and I would have been frustrated the whole time.
Yeah. We do a lot of woodworking too. I do a lot of stuff on the side, but we've been doing woodworking now for a while. So what we'd like to get up and running again is our lumber mill so we can dry our own lumber again.
Okay. Jeez, man.
That'd be nice.
What in the world? Are you building your own houses too?
No.
Okay. Because this is like,
no,
this is getting too great. This is getting too, you got a lumber mill now. My goodness.
I decorate cakes on the side. If you come to the Clash, I'll be making Roxanne and Brian's wedding cake.
I will definitely be going to the Clash for sure. I went to the last. Yep. Did you go to the last Clash, or was that?
No, that was pre. That was pre me knowing about it.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah, because it sounds like you would.
Like I only just discovered like the YouTube fish family in September, and
everyone's able. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. My first stream I ever showed up in was Corey's with Aquarium Co-op. I feel like that's a gateway stream.
Definitely. I definitely. I think he has one of the best streams for just like getting on and talking about whatever, not having a topic. You know what I mean? And that's a great way to get into like, okay, so wait, what are other people streaming about? Well, that's a good question. But shout out some streams, man. I need to check out some places.
Some streams.
Yeah. So, what should we be watching?
1 second. You want the CVS receipt list again?
Oh, so you got a spreadsheet?
No, I just have my YouTube pulled up.
Okay.
So let's see. Monday night streams. There's Steam Thoughts.
Okay.
Bob and Chelsea Steam Thought usually in there. HHD. Jake and Katie have a stream Monday. Scotty the Fish Freak has streams on Mondays, sometimes Wednesdays. There'll be like Jeff Kane. I almost never make it to late night streams. It's pretty rare, so I don't know the late night stream schedule very well. Who's another?
I just wanna acknowledge what's happening is she has set a day of the week and listing off all the streams that happen and the times they happen on that day.
Yeah,
that was just Monday.
Yeah, Tuesday used to be Sundays that Corey was on, but he's since switched to Tuesdays, and it's 5 for me, so 6 for you.
Okay.
Peplin Creek Aquatics has his members stream on Tuesdays. That's usually once a month. There is, let's see, Wednesday, Gina and Nathan, gabbing and stabbing. They're into fish and knives. So that was on. I know, isn't that catchy? I like that. I do too. And then there's Dan's, which is on right now.
Oh crap.
It's fine.
No, it's just that
if people want to go, they can go.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't think, did he stream last time? I don't know. Whenever he misses a stream, it throws me off, like, for catching it the next time for some reason. Like my brain is like gets out of routine that fast.
It happens. Thursdays, Roxanne has the Hot Mess Express with Dee Dee from Dee Dee's Fin Den. That would be 7 o'clock for you.
That sounds fun. The Hot Mess Express. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's a good time.
That sounds fun.
And then right after that is Vibes Aquatics.
Okay. I know that one.
Yep. So then he'll also be Saturday nights, which I don't make his Saturdays very often because I'm usually ready to pass out. And then there's always people that are popping up after all these streams too.
Right.
So then Friday, myself and Bougie Fish Emily are streaming on would be 6 p.m. for you.
Okay.
So,
6 p.m.
So Fridays at 6 p.m. for you.
You guys do this every Friday?
Yeah, we just had our 3rd installment this last Friday.
Okay.
We had Chelsea Steamfod on with us.
Okay. And what's the channel? I need to pull this up.
Bougie Bish Fish.
Bougie Bish Fish.
Yep.
Oh man. Come on, bro. What did I not spell?
I can send you a link.
Send me the link so I can pull it up because I have to see it. I must. The chat warriors now started to stream themselves. So I have to be in the chat. I have to be in the chat. She's getting to Friday, Bougie. Relax.
Yeah. And then,
oh my gosh. Wait, Jodi P welds tree service mechanic.
I do not weld.
Cakes takes care of seniors. You do not weld. Okay.
Thanks, Jesse.
All fish roads lead
to
own. Yeah, I did it. I felt like I didn't have to tell you who it was.
No.
All fish roads lead to owning a lumber mill.
Yeah.
I really hope not.
It's just a small backyard thing. It's not not like a big building. It's basically it's a saw on a track.
Okay. Yeah, it's only 50 acres or whatever, you know. Ask her about the crematory.
Crematory.
I don't crematory. I don't know, Brandon. I don't know. Jesse, nice mugshot. What? I want a lumber mill in the worst way. 3 exclamation marks. Jesse number 2 said, "Bruh."
It's fun. It is.
Nick, are you not?
Then
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just, Brandon said, Nick, are you not on Fish Fam? I thought I did go on Fish Fam link, but probably not. Nick can't get it together. Oh my gosh, bro, really? I honestly can't argue with that. You saw me before stream. I was like, oh my gosh, everything. Because if you're doing schedules, it's like my stream is like whenever I schedule it and then remove a few days or few hours left or right. I just like I'm so bad at being consistent. This is reminding me that I need to add structure to my life.
There's well, that's a link to one of Emily's videos, but it'll have her channel there, so you can.
Okay. Wait, did you send this on Discord?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Just go to the other screen. Oh yeah, bougie bish fish. Let's go. Okay, guys. Bougie bish. I'm putting this link in the chat. Friday.
Yep.
If Jodi can remember 20 stream schedules, you can remember one. Okay. Friday. Continue.
Yep. Then there's also McStreamy. Oh shoot, I forgot about Steven's on Monday. Wet Your Plants. Is at 4 p.m. for me, 5 for you. Steven and Kelly Foreman. And then Friday night.
I recognize Steven, that name from Dan's stream. Just I always hear Kelly Foreman every time I go there.
Yep. So then Steven and his wife, and sometimes Eric Wyrock, all stream on Friday night at 8:30 for me. Mm-hmm. And then Elfish Tanks, I know, goes right after him, and usually starts towards the end of Steven's stream. I usually swing into David's to say hello and goodbye real quick because I'm very tired at that point.
And yet you still go in to say hello and goodbye. That is just, that's like what I like think of like working on myself as a person. That's the kind of stuff of like I wish I was better at like checking in with people, jumping in the chats, like all that kind of stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
For Boozy,
I try.
Fish, what should people expect when they go and check this out? What are you guys talking? Like I have it muted, but like if you had to guess, what's going on here?
Which one are you watching?
Episode 3, Planted and Enchanted.
With Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I missed like the first 10 minutes of that because I was having audio issues up the wazoo.
Okay.
So, I don't know what the first 10 minutes entailed. But we talked about a lot of random stuff. Sports made it in there, which sports team go is how I feel about that.
Okay. Wow.
I'm not like I always played sports, but I can't watch it on TV. That'd be like watching golf. I
spent my whole life being like the one guy to like, oh Nick, did you see? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't care. Until they finally put me in the fantasy football thing, and I'm such a gamer. It like took over I was listening to every podcast. I was on the Reddit. Like, until I won the fantasy league, and now it's like now I care a little bit. It's like that's all it took. You put a game to it, and I'm watching the football thing. Like, he just had to go one more yard. Like, no.
So yeah, if I'm at somebody's place or if there's a party and there's something, I'm like, well, I'll just cheer when this person does.
Yep.
And it'll be fine.
That's how I've been, or I'll be the person that I just intentionally cheer for the opposite just to make my friends mad. But that's dangerous depending on who you're with. So,
it can be.
If I'm with my Philly sports friends, I don't do that.
I don't get into sports. You know, the entire rest of my family, minus my sister, is.
Okay.
But I just don't give.
Did you ever play any as a kid or anything? Like
that? I played volleyball, softball, basketball. I threw the shot and the disc, did the long jump and high jump. So I mean, we were all athletic growing up.
Oh my god! Okay, I thought you were gonna say you like got an Olympic medal or something. Like, okay.
No, No.
It's just dangerous asking you about
my
anything.
body was shot by the time I was done with high school.
Okay. You feels like you've done a lot. You've done a lot. That's like.
I like to try things.
What before fish? What was your fish?
Flowers.
Okay.
Plants. I have a plant addiction. Majorly.
And I know it's bad.
A lot of garden beds.
I haven't heard you say I have a fish addiction, but you very quickly said I have a plant addiction. So like.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
How many plants are we talking?
Well, actually, I have almost 0 house plants outside of the fish room.
Okay.
We'll just start there because I have 2 cats who love to knock crap over and munch on plant leaves. So I don't keep plants that they can reach.
Yep. My cat is the same way. She just likes chewing on plants. I just don't get it.
I am on my 5th shipment of plants for outside this year.
Okay.
I don't want to reveal the number.
Why not? Wait, what? Why don't you just give us, like, take the real number and give us like 50%, less. Maybe not that clean so that we can't just do the math. Like, just give us a fake number, but it's still a lot.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, that's not good.
No, it's not good. I'm fully aware that I have a problem.
Oh my gosh. How do I not see any plants behind you? Like, the way you're acting, I feel like if the camera turns, it's gonna be like a giant
I have some
crate.
pothos and peace lilies, growing out of tanks down here. But like I just don't keep a lot of house plants. So most of the tanks down here have some type of terrestrial plant growing out of them. Or I should say half of them.
Okay.
About half do.
Okay, so what's the
I
number?
do have some.
No, wait. Wait.
Yo, I was avoiding it.
Yeah, before you get into it, what's the number?
So you want like a 70%?
Whatever you're comfortable with sharing. We're here to support you.
Okay, so there's well over 200 plants showing up.
Oh my gosh.
So some of those were a business purchase, so I can plant up an area in front of our main office and make it look pretty.
Right.
But that only required about 30.
God, come on. Where do you put all these plants?
There are some. Well, I have 5 acres, so I can.
Okay. So they do go outside
in a lot of places.
Right.
Oh yeah, they're outside. They're definitely not inside plants. Although aquarium plants are also an addiction, so don't kid yourself. But those you can propagate really easily.
That's true. That's the only plant that I can like. I'm not really great with plants, but do you have carnivorous plants? Is what I want to know.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I was looking at some pitcher plants, but I decided against them for right now.
So what's your like top 5 plants?
I'm a sucker for annuals. Okay. So I love petunias in bright colors. Anything bright colored.
Okay.
I also really like zinnias, which I've got like 70 packets of zinnia seeds to disperse this year, which I'm really excited about. As far as perennials go, I am a huge fan of hydrangeas and lilacs.
Okay. Are these all like if I went and got some, like, would you think I would kill them or?
Just water it. I mean, honestly, a lilac is probably the easiest thing. Like, they like high pH soil. They don't like to be overwatered. Okay. After they've settled in and rooted in well, they're really drought tolerant. There's even reblooming varieties now. So you don't just get your, beautiful spring display and then it's just foliage for the rest of the year.
That's nice.
So, yeah.
That's nice.
They're one of my favorites.
My grandpa did have some plants where he's like, yeah, it only looks good for this like week and this month. And I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, but it's green. You know, it's a pretty sight, and it lasts, you know, well into winter, to be honest. I mean, it takes a pretty hard freeze to knock those down. And we get cold, you know, so I generally buy things that are rated for zone 3 climate. We're zone 5A, but I do try to push it a bit sometimes, but we're known to get down to -50.
Oh my gosh.
Wind chill.
Oh
Wind chill.
my gosh.
The actual was -40.
Oh my god. My girlfriend, like, she always messes with me because if it's too hot I complain, if it's too cold I complain, but
You sound like my husband.
too cold I can't physically stand. Like, it turns me into another person. I'm like like dealing
like you're a gremlin after midnight.
Yeah, like if the wind
Don't give it water.
If the wind blows that's even a little cold, I'm turning around and walking backwards like immediately. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
I work outside all year, so I can handle quite a bit in terms of heat and cold. I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me. But when you start introducing the nasty wind chills is when I nope my way right out of it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay. I've been neglecting to chat. Let me do my catch up where I read all the insulting comments that Brandon's left for me. Jeffro, what's up, man? How's it going? SE said, "Who steals driftwood out of a driveway? You can't trust anyone these days. They be taking wood and not in a good way." Oh my gosh. I'm sorry for your loss, man. You need to get a wood mill going.
Yep.
Jeffro said, Okay. Everyone's saying hi to each other, man. Everyone's so friendly. Nick, if you paid attention to your mods, you'd know I posted that link already. Bro, you've been a mod for like 1 hour. Calm down. Calm down, okay? I could take it away real fast. I'll tell you. Foxy Fish said, "Fry, yay, Jodi and Bougie be there." So, you guys got all the fun names. I feel like I need, because I went in there and just like, it planted and enchanted. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I have Fry, yay.
That's all Emily.
Okay, this is like cartoon character levels of positive word rhyming. Jodi P also melts glass and builds houses out of them, as well as wood sculpting and repaves driveways in 6 hours. One of those things has to be true.
Boy, I wish, because my driveway needs some work.
Do you do glass? You work with glass at all?
No. I did once as a fun thing at like this Christmas place, and that was it.
Okay.
It's fun to do. I would definitely do it more if I was set up to do it.
Right.
But I'm not, and nor do I want to sit in front of a freaking furnace.
I mean, what if it's the wind chill? Maybe then, you know? Maybe. Branton says, "I wish someone cool would stream Saturday morning."
Oh.
Who streams Saturday morning, Branton?
Salient. Jesse does.
Oh my gosh. And she still has time to do 8 water changes and be on 3 lives. I mean, that does seem true. That does seem true.
Well, I'm used to being mobile. I do everything mobile. So
right.
Everything's on my phone, so I can pick up and go at a moment's notice.
What time do you wake up?
Subject to change. Usually between 3 and 4.
See, I was about to say, you have to wake up ridiculously early.
Yeah.
To get everything. Okay. Man, I need to set more alarms. That's what I'm missing.
I actually slept in till 5 this morning, and I was really out of it for like 2 hours.
Wow.
I just do better if I get up earlier.
When I actually do wake up early, I'm like, the times in my life where I'm like, wow, I was killing it. I'm always waking up. That's always a common factor.
Like sleeping in just ruins my day.
Yeah.
I feel like I missed it all, and it's only 6 a.m.
Okay, I was with you I'm not to that. I'm not to that level. If I wake up at 7, I'm still gonna feel pretty good.
Yeah, but look at you streaming till 3 in the morning some nights, though. You know,
Sometimes I don't sleep.
I
I'm
noticed.
I'm on that. Yeah, anyone that's in the Discords with me, it like becomes obvious very quickly that I have a very unusual sleep schedule.
Sleep schedule. Yeah.
I just don't sleep sometimes. But
yeah, I used to go through bouts of that, but now it's pretty much usually by 9 o'clock. If I am sitting down, I'm asleep in 5 minutes, whether that's the couch, a chair. I joined Whip on one of his streams Emily and I did before we started streaming together. I'm sorry, there's cat hair on my face.
Are you good?
And it looks like I was looking at my phone trying to read chat, but I had actually dozed because I stopped moving. So there is a point that I just get so tired if I stop moving.
Oh my gosh.
I will fall asleep.
That's crazy.
Like, I can't drive myself more than 30 minutes.
I hate driving physically kills me, and definitely I'm the same way. Like I stopped being able to focus, and it's just like I have to call someone and like talk or something. Or I just...
Me too. Or I've got to have the radio on full blast, but sometimes that doesn't even help. So it's like a 30-minute cutoff.
Yeah.
I'm a really great passenger if you're not into talking.
Oh, okay.
I will fall asleep.
Okay, if you're not, that is my passenger.
So if you're relying on somebody, don't rely on me.
No, I'm definitely the kind of person that's like, hey, I have to drive this place that's over an hour away. Come ride with me so I can make it.
Yeah, like I need to make it alive.
Yeah, when I did the
involuntary naps are bad for life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You've never like fallen asleep by accident, but like, man, I needed that.
Not while driving.
Oh well, yeah. That's
I mean, there's been times where like if it's a 20-minute cat nap, I'm good. But if I fall asleep and take a real like 3-hour nap, just don't talk to me. You don't want to.
Yeah, no,
it's not nice.
Okay, well. Salient says 90% of what I say is for a laugh and stupid. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's only like 85. Don't be so harsh. Salient does not know how to chill. He's the pity of no chill. That's why we love him. I could see.
Yeah.
Mickham says, been lurking. We need to fix a preservation program to give Jodi. The plants of the world demand one. It sounds like you're enabling a sick person. That's what it sounds like. You want to order 700.
Enable away.
Yep. Okay. Carnivorous plants. Bougie Bishfish says, I do carnivores for the win.
Yeah.
See, I knew that one. I didn't say FTW. The way I've been reading tonight. I'm scared. Pepwood says, love the smell when the lilacs bloom.
Mm-hmm.
Fat.
So I have a variety called Bloomerang Dark Purple, and like that is the strongest smelling lilac I've ever smelled in my life. Like you almost don't want to be trapped in a vehicle with it. It's that strong.
Bloomerang Dark Purple lilac.
Yep.
Wow. This little thing.
Well, I mean, what are you looking at? A 1-gallon trimmed plant there?
I can't look.
Are you on Proven Winners?
I don't know. I can't look at a plant and estimate plant to gallons. What's wrong with you?
Usually the perennials come in a 1-gallon pot.
What in the world? No, I don't know. Proven Winners Direct. Yeah, this is new to me. I've never been to the site. I guarantee.
I like that one a lot.
You need a coupon code. You need a coupon code.
I have one. I have a VIP code.
Okay. VIP code.
Yep.
Wow. I'm just going to take a second to process that. Jesse says, I like ferns to decorate the fish room.
Yeah, ferns are cool. I wouldn't mind having some ferns
in
the fish room.
Oh. Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Actually, I don't have any ferns outside either. I don't have a lot of shady spots.
I see.
Most of my area is all full sun. Like we have trees around us and we have trees in our yard, but they're not typically where I have my gardens.
Right. Christopher says, my brother-in-law has a carnivorous plant business. He is as crazy about them as I am about
cool.
Hey, calm down. Calm down.
Christopher, I'm going to have to ask you about your brother's plants.
I'm going to be sick when the next time I see you on stream, it's like, where'd the tanks go? What happened to the fish tank? Why are they filled with dirt?
Yeah. No, I like having plants outside. I like to be outside, so it gives me something to go do and take care of out there.
That's the only reason why I kind of want to do a pond, literally just so I go outside. Because like most of the work I do, unless it's like a on-site day, is inside, and all my hobbies are mostly inside. I'm like, bro, I need to get outside more.
Yeah, get you some vitamin D.
Yeah. I used to run, and then I sprained my ankle, and then my dad, he's run all his life, and it messed up his knees. I'm like, I'm such an addictive personality. When I start running, all I want to do is go faster. So
yeah,
I always hurt myself because I keep just trying to push and push and push. So, Salient, they're easy. I would recommend getting a cool cultivar like Giant. They're super cheap online. Okay.
Yeah.
Cheryl, my
I'll have to look at that.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, you go ahead.
No. I was asking, what did you say?
Oh, I said, Jesse, I'll have to look at that.
Oh, of course. With the VIP codes coming in. Watch out. Cheryl, my Nepenthes does great in the fish room. Okay. Yes, I can barbecue, says Jodi is a busybody. Redneck Aquatic says Jodi beat up Chuck Norris. Oh, man. Chuck Norris jokes need to come back. I remember when that was like...
Don't fuck with Chuck.
Yeah. See? We got more rhymes. You ever thought about taking up rapping, you and Emily? I feel like... He talks about my aquarium addiction, but has pitcher plants in climate-controlled terrariums with all kinds of tech.
Hey, when you got a hobby, you have a hobby.
True. Christopher, I should get in touch with your brother-in-law. I love my son too, said Pings. Okay, everyone is hitting up the brother-in-law, so maybe you're not that bad. That seems like... Oh my gosh. Bougie, I'll send you... Okay, they're all dealing plants in here. This is crazy. Dang, he missed my skeptical emoji man comment. No, I didn't miss it, bro. I didn't. I read it.
What happened to that guy?
I really don't know. He'll make a new account and then like comment on like another account that I have that isn't in my tanks and do stuff randomly like messing with me. I don't really know, but one day someone commented on my video like, what happened? Skeptical deleted all of his videos. I was like, what?
I saw that comment.
Yeah, and I went and I looked and like they were gone. I don't really know. But it's funny because people that like started rocking with them, like Alex from Fish Tree, like he's like turned on them all. They're like all beefy now.
Yeah, I have zero desire to enter into any of that BS.
Yeah, I mean, trust me. Take it from me. The drama stuff, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I mean,
that being said, I found most of your deep dives to be very entertaining.
Oh, okay, thank you. Into the drama or just deep dives into general?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not really one for drama, but I enjoy you digging into things.
Okay, that's good to know.
Not to cause drama, but I mean, I think it's cool to know.
Yeah, no. I believe it or not, like I really don't set out to cause drama, but like unfortunately there's some places where it's impossible to voice your opinion without that happening, so
that's literally everywhere.
Yeah, it is what it is. But another thing that I'm glad you said that is how I look at it is like people can't go to fish clubs near them, so I'm like, hey, I'm gonna talk about the fish club I'm going to, and You know, maybe you're missing out. Maybe you're like, well, I'm glad that I don't have a fish called near me. Well, it depends on the day. I'm hoping I can make it this weekend to ACLC because Dean's gonna talk, and it's like, exactly,
cool.
exactly. That's like, and it's like 2 hours away from me, and I hate driving, but I'm gonna try and make that.
You're
drive.
gonna get a buddy to drive with, aren't you?
I'm definitely gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try.
I would totally be a worthless passenger if I was there.
Yeah, I need someone that could talk and keep me awake. Otherwise,
if you can talk and keep me awake, I can talk and keep you awake.
I mean, you see, I could talk. So I think we might be on to something. Okay. The only place with wild Venus traps is only a short drive for me. They grow in a 70-mile radius of Wilmington, North Carolina. Okay. I gotta scroll down. Okay, here we go. Everyone is dealing plants. Okay, here we go. Mick says, how are Jodi's apistogramma doing?
Which ones?
Mick
I have the Agzizii, the blue flame. Those are up in my 230 now because they did not like to be near each other when I had them in the fish room, and the female damn near killed the male, even though she's like a quarter of his size. And she was just a dirty biatch. Yeah. So they got separated. They got separated for a while, and I put them. Yeah. I put them in my 230, and only then did she show him her belly.
Okay.
And tried to lead him into a cave, which at the time didn't matter because I have very hard water and I didn't have RO in that tank yet.
Right.
Otherwise, I have the Borellis, the opals, like Branton. They're not full grown yet, but I have them in just regular old well water. So my well water is usually 8 to 8.2 pH. GH and KH are both 15.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So not as hard as some, much harder than others.
The mystery snails are doing great.
Yeah, it's great. It grows great shrimp and great snails. Yeah, so I'm going to leave the Borellis in the hard water, let them grow up, maybe let them fail a spawn or something, if it happens that way. But I really want to see if they will spawn in harder water.
Right. It sounds like it was like the one time someone in a relationship said they needed space, and it was like true. It's like we did.
Yeah.
As soon as they got the 210, things were fixed.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Brought together and living in harmony now.
I know you said you had to dip. It is 9 at night. You said you tried to go at 9. So, everyone, yep. Jodi, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure meeting you face to face and talking to you. It
has been great.
I hope that your plant addiction is manageable for the week.
And the rest of them don't show up till next week, so it'll be fine.
Okay. Well, anytime you want to chat, hit me up. This has been awesome.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
I appreciate it, and thanks all for coming and hanging out with us.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. In my fish tanks aquatics, I think I have a Discord. I'll put a Discord link in the chat.
Yeah. My fish tanks aquatics, John also streams on Fridays at 11 for me.
Gotcha. And
I think he does an evening one too, but I don't remember the time.
Okay. And for you, just everyone remember fish bish, bougie fish bish.
Bougie bish bish.
Bougie bish fish. Just say it fast enough and it'll be right eventually one of the times.
Yeah.
But that's on Friday and it's 6 for me, right?
Yeah, so 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. for you, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Go check out Jodi, her podcast, Branton 25 for aquatic provisions. And have a good evening. Jodi.
Yeah.
I'll wrap up the stream once and for all when you get off, just so I can
all right,
respond to all these drama comments.
all right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
You guys all have a good night. I'll be back in the chat if you're still going.
Okay, I'll go for a little bit.
All
Take
right.
it easy.
Okay. You too. Bye.
All right. Let me just spend a few minutes where I'm just reading the chat, because I was pretty terrible at reading the chat this stream. Don't tell me. I know. I was slacking. Now, some of you guys were just giving me a hard time, but seriously, Jodi, thank you so much. It's like really cool to get to just talk to other people who are obsessed with fish and have more tanks than sense. You know what I mean? All right, so jumping into the chat for a few seconds. Nick, way to read the chat tonight, a little late. Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for coming. It was really a great stream. It really was. We'll try and have some more conversations with more people. Christopher Junkin, thanks for your stream. It was awesome. Thank you for stopping by. Christopher Peplin Creek says Jeff's a peeping Tom. You put a Discord link. Is that a real Discord? I don't know. Let me put the link to my, because I thought I turned off invites for the In My Tanks one. Okay. I'll put a link to the In My Tanks Discord. But Adam and Eve website discount code Brandon25. What the hell? What in the world, bro? Brandon, how do you have a code for every single place? That's the link, Nick. No, I'm posting my link. I don't want Brandon's link anymore. Why did I ever make him? I know it is the right link, but it's the wrong link. Okay. See you so later, everyone. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Shout out to our great mod, PooTuber, the one and only mod. Brandon, you've been fired. No, I'm joking. No, Brandon, thank you for being a mod and posting all the links. It's actually very useful. Back up there, PooTuber said, I have used caffeine gum for long drives. Okay. I do like gum a lot. Jesse said, nope, I can drive all day. Furthest I drove was 11 hours. Yeah, the worst drive I ever did was I took a final, and then I drove from Maryland to Tennessee off of no sleep. So I did all my finals for the day when I was in college. And then I went and drove. And by the time I made it there, I was hallucinating. Like, legitimately, like, when I closed my eyes, I was, like, seeing things. And, like, when I made it to the location, like, I got there and the people greeted me. And I just started crying. It was the worst day ever. Christopher Junkin, the only place with wild... I read that. I'm trying to get things that I missed because I know that I was slacking. And thanks, Stanley, again for the super chats. Jodi will have to send me a Venmo or something. I'll send the $5. Brandon is taking everyone's money, I see. Big Steve, hello to Big Steve. All right. I think I caught it. What's all these deleted messages? What's going on? PooTuber is going against Brandon. I used Brandon's discount code at a massage parlor. It worked. Oh my god. My fish takes aquatic got you added to my Discord resources in my Discord. Okay, thank you very much. I need to work on my own In My Tanks Discord and make it more of a functional thing. But I'm gonna wave hi to everyone that came in. Thank you. I will respond and chat and stuff in there. It's just, I haven't set up the channels and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you've seen how I've been responding to this chat, so I'm just behind. Okay. Whew. Man. Another blacklisted stream in the bag. I feel like, so the next stream that I do should be, like, we'll do some of the usual footage review, breeding report stuff. But when I get the check from PVAS, I want to do a giveaway. But I'm not gonna like advertise it in the title or anything, because like I'm not trying to promote the stream by saying, hey, come the giveaway. It's gonna be fun. I'll do a giveaway, and then we'll spend the auction money and get a bunch of food to try. So then on stream, I can try the food and talk about it, and we can all, figure out what we like. I'm not gonna spend it on the Australian food yet. I need my fish fund to grow, but that's something I definitely want to get more into is testing some foods, because the food shipped to me can't die in the mail. Not joking. Okay. Any last questions, comments, or concerns? And Brett and Lightcap said, are you going to use Brett and 25 for the food? Yes. When I get the food, I will use Breton Lightcap 25 when I order from Aquatic Provisions, because I'm supporting blacklisted fish keepers. And yeah, that's about it. Brandon, some people better use the damn code. I feel like I got to code my damn self. It's Brandon 25. That's going to be, if someone ever gives me a code, that's going to be my demand. It has to be Brandon 25. Nino Mushi, if I collect fish from a man-made pond, is it still wild caught? No. I mean, if you think about it, if you caught a fish from an aquarium, it's not wild caught. A man-made pond is just a glorified aquarium, right? Like, am I wrong? I feel like yes. No, that does not count. Does not count as wild caught. Nice try. You gotta go like, I don't know. What's a place that would be wild caught, but still kind of man-made? A dam. I don't catch something out of a dam. What am I saying, bro? Do you think Jodi's built a dam? I feel like she probably has. That's what's so crazy, man. She really has done everything. She really has done everything. I feel like talking to her was like a window into how much I haven't been living my life. You know, I need to start waking up at 3 a.m. If it lets me do this many things, oh my gosh. And she puts her kids to bed on time. Like, bro, I don't know if this is just unattainable, but maybe if I start waking up at 3 a.m., like, we can get somewhere. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, Brandon Lightcap said, okay, drainage it. Jodi built the pyramids. Oh, that's funny. Jodi built the pyramids. Ah! Okay, that was way too big. Real quickly, before I go, just to, my wonderful guest, I want to do some more promotion. So I was going to check out the bougie bish fish as we wrap up the chat. But let's see. Nino, I think it still applies as farm raised. I caught Johnny Darter, and I don't know if I should say they're a wild caught. Okay. That's interesting. That's a slightly different question. If you did like catch them outside or whatever, kind of, like, and it wasn't a maintained pond, keeping them as a pet or something, then for the purposes of giving them to other people or selling them, then I would call them wild caught probably. And unless they were in a man-made pod that was like a farm and they were intentionally farming them. But if you're just talking about like they just happen to be in there, Cheryl said her accomplishments make me feel tad inadequate of my life's accomplishments. Yeah, I haven't slaughtered anything except for fish to incompetence. Like, I don't know. It's a long list, and I don't even have chickens. I guess Planted and Enchanted as a podcast title, like, maybe they should reconsider that, considering Jodi's addiction. Don't you think? We did a little insensitive. I gotta get into this for a second. Okay, so we have the intro. We have Jodi. We have all the timestamps for everything. Oh my gosh. Okay, Scotty's question. Let's see.
But yeah, Scotty said he had a question, but I'm gonna have to scroll up and find it because no regrets. Yes, boots cats. No regrets.
I have a feeling this. If I paid attention to their chat, that I would learn how to read things a lot better in my own chat.
Above. Okay, that's where I'm at in the chat. Let's see. Where is Scotty's question? We can't possibly miss it.
How, where did you guys meet? What stream? What hit it off?
This is a great question for us.
What made you decide to stream together?
Okay, we'll see.
Okay, well, thank you for finding it because I wasn't finding it.
There's a lot of scrolling.
Wait, I gotta make it look like I'm watching it, right?
Well,
1 second. It was in stream.
Yeah, like
there
I feel like
go.
we kind of touched on it whenever we were on the Planty stream. That's what I called Steven and Kelly's stream on Mondays, is the Planty stream. And
come on.
I was just like, I saw you like giving out a lot of memberships to a bunch of different streams that I already watched, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna be her friend. And I just kind of decided, like,
this was literally my process for asking Jodi to come on the stream. It's like, oh, be her friend. She's got a spreadsheet of loaches she's telling me about. Jodi said, "Thanks for having me, Nick." No, thanks for coming on, Jodi. It was seriously a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to getting through this podcast on my own. Oh, you got the calico isopods. Tell us how they are. I haven't seen them in person yet myself. I'm hoping to order them sometime. Those are cool.
You are my friend now, and I remember Steven saying forced friendship is the best friendship, and I was like, yes, that is exactly what happened.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad you were on board because, like, I mean, it was gonna happen either way. But
well, I mean, as long as I didn't have a say in the matter, I'm glad I'm here.
No, you don't get any say. It's just.
Jodi said, "Thanks everyone for being here tonight." Aw. Honestly, Jodi, it sounds like you probably built the infrastructure required for all of us to have an internet connection to be watching the stream. So we should be thanking you for this even being possible. For what I've been told, there was almost nothing that you haven't built. I don't know if you saw you've been outed as the pyramid architects.
It's just
no.
It was not the aliens. It was in fact Jodi P.
Yeah, I don't know. So Emily messaged me on Discord, I think. And we kind of just hit it off. And so then we ended up with each other's phone numbers, and we talk every day.
Mm-hmm. We talk all the
literally.
time. I'm surprised that you still talk to me as much as you do, because, like, I feel like...
I feel like this is me to anyone that I talk to regularly.
Literally.
I'm surprised that you still talk to me as much as you do, because, like, I feel like I would have annoyed a normal person at this point. Like, I text you, like, when my fish do the boringest things, like, I have eggs now. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So.
That's like the best, bro. The hobby sucks so much until, well, it doesn't literally suck, but when you finally get friends that you can text every small or big fish event, that's when things really get fun. Honestly, that's like the best kind of friendships. And my fish friends, I definitely talk to them almost every day about fish. So when you think about it like that, it's kind of crazy. You never run out of things to say, but that's one of the beautiful things about the hobby. Brand said Jodi found America. Oh my gosh. They're super cool. They got a yellowish tint. The only thing I don't like is they came with planarian. Yeah, that's, I mean, planaria definitely get around, man, that's for sure, but it's not, you know, I've never seen them really bother isopods, so it's not too bad. Joey said, literally, Emily and I do talk every day. Yeah, this is nice.
I sent you pictures of my green water tanks.
Yeah.
Yo, Mick, don't blame me for your compulsory spending. He said, Nick, dang, Nick, your backdrop just made me order a pair of Nanocronus trevistatus. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry I did that to you. Enjoy having a beautiful fish. I've only had them for a few weeks. I already want to buy another pair. They're really cute. They're really cute. I just got 3 species of Nanochromis, and I already like Pelvicachromis, but we're not bringing back NPC Nick, bro. Shut up. SE said, if Jody's the main character, does that make Nick the NPC, bro? NPC Nick is not a thing. Mix it, LOL, I know. Yeah. But you have good taste. That I think Nanochromis, they're the next up. They're the next up because they're like cribs, but they're just different. They kind of got a cool skinny vibe, and the colors are crazy on the Pearlius. The patterns and stuff, the zebra patterns on them, like, bro, it's disgusting how good that they look.
It was a nice shade of green, so that's
it was, and it's turned a nice shade of green too. It's gotten darker, which is
I love that for
nice.
you.
Me too.
It's so, green water is so great for fry. I don't know why people
it
hate
is.
it so much. Although I guess
I mean, it's unsightly. And
I love the look to the side. I don't know why people hate it that much.
I don't know why people hate it so much. Although I guess
I mean, it's unsightly and you can't see worth a crap, but as long as the rice fish are next to the glass, I can see them pretty well.
Oh my god. SC, you want me to toss him, Nick? Brighton, you don't have to toss him yet, but I appreciate your... I made the right decision making you mod. Keep talking like this. Calling him an NPC made him legitimately sad, so no, it's fine, guys. It's fine. You guys are here listening to me talk. Like, I'm gonna have to just accept. I gotta be grateful or grateful for. Take what comes with it, you know. NPC Nick is for life, for better or worse. Oh, Jeff.
I mean, I think that the shade of green is nice. I don't even think it's that unsightly, to be honest. But again, that's just me.
Well, I mean, green is my favorite color, but I do like to be able to see into the tank to know what's going on. So that's probably the hardest part, is just you can't really see anything.
Yeah, that, like, I'm the same way. Like, green water is like whatever, but bro, I have to be able to see what's going on. Come on. I have to.
I'm sorry if you guys are hearing my dogs. My wife just got home, so they're...
Wait. What is this Is this background in her tank behind her, or is it either way? I just brought it up because it looks beautiful. This is crazy. Whatever it is, I need to see a better video of it or something. If that is her actual tank, or even if it's a stock photo, there's something about the composition that is distracting.
Going crazy.
Yeah, the only green water tanks I have going are all on the top row, and nobody's looking down in that.
I mean, that's okay. Did you get it by leaving the lights on, or did it just come about naturally?
It came about naturally, and it's happened in one other tank. I mean, and those tanks get frequent water changes, so I'm not real sure what happened.
But that has happened to me too. Like, that's what made me start a Daphnia culture. I had a 10-gallon that kept turning green, like, no matter what I did. So I was like, you know what? I'm turning this into a Daphnia tank. Now I got Daphnia all over the place. So, whatever made it into that tank, it's in there. It's having a great time, apparently.
But the rice fish are going really well.
That's good.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Did you think it happened after you started feeding Bug Buffet a lot?
I feed every tank Bug Buffet down there, though, so I don't... And that has a frickin'... water wisteria forest in it.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, there's a heavy plant load, so I don't really understand.
It just wants to be green.
Why? Yeah. I don't.
Look, even this is time coded. Green water. The organization makes me sick. Current favorite fish. This is like half the episode. That is awesome. Okay, guys, I'm on incognito. I already subscribed and stuff on my own, but definitely check out Jodi P, Bougie P of Jodi P, Bougie Bish Fish. This seems like it's a lot of fun. Last thing, chat interaction helps the algorithm, good or bad. I mean, I guess it does. Say whatever you want, but last thing, guys. I know I don't ask much of you. Just, I ask to forgive me for my many failings, my reschedulings, my missed streams, my not posting a video for 6 months. But I finished a video today. I was trying to export it and upload it while doing the thing with Jodi, but it was making stuff crash. So when this stream ends, I'm exporting the video, titling it, and I'm uploading it. Please, I would love if you guys would just watch the video and tell me what you think. If it's bad, let me know. I just really want feedback on it kind of early on because of my need for instant gratification. No, I'm just excited to upload a video, and the next one is going to be sooner than this one was. So I'm just happy. The stream. Oh my gosh. 5 gifted memberships from Jodi P. What the heck, Jodi? This is not what the fishy fund is. You've got loaches to buy. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay, share. Let's see who got the gift. This is crazy. What, the guest is gifting me? Bro, you already gifted me with the conversation. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. Cheryl, you are now a member. I need to see some emoji spams. Nino, you just got a membership by Jodi P. Big Steve's Glass Box with the membership for Jodi P. Let's go. SVC, my boy, let's go. Got the membership from Jodi P. And Lake Missoula Aquatic and Plants got the membership from Jodi P. Honestly, Jodi. My cat's knocking things over because she wasn't. Jodi, really, Ada? Another thing? How did you manage to gift it to like some of the best people in the chat, man? I mean, no offense to the rest of you, but these are good picks. These are good picks. Thank you so much. Wow. We're trying to get you views and money so you can order from Dad. Hey, you guys give me the money, I'll spend it on whatever you want. I'll give you that promise. If someone ever donates and says, use this money for buying this thing, and it's something I actually want, then I'll probably do it. I don't think Jodi is capable of being blacklisted. She's way too awesome. I'm not even just glazing. Like, it's become clear. The chat, first of all, everyone in the chat, everywhere, is her friend. How many people have multiple stream schedules memorized by the day of the week? Like, it's impossible to not like someone like that. Like, that is just crazy. I don't think you can blacklist that. The only one with lists is Jodi. She's got a lot of lists. A lot of CVS receipts. Vickham said Jodi is the real Sarah Cotter. Brian Lightcut, I mentioned it earlier, Fruit 2, and he shrugged it off. Jodi does Jodi. I know all the streams too. Well, Branton, you're going to have to come on stream and talk about, what do you know? Do you know about anything? Come on. What can I title the stream with you? 5-gallon pink 5-gallon buckets. What do you want to talk about? You need to watch more YouTube. That's actually kind of true. I'll be honest. I watch YouTube. I don't watch a lot of fish videos. I really don't. And it's not like I'm proud of that or anything. Like I said, I wish I spent more time like in chats and stuff, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I I like live streams. I do listen to a lot of live streams. So I will say that, but I do need to watch more, which is why I had her list off a bunch of them, because I actually do want to check out more stuff. The stream schedule is my TV guide. Yeah. Hashtag Pink with Branton. What does that mean? I'd love to come up on a live. We'll get it together, man. Just tell me what you want to talk about. Jodi sent me a list of all the Hillstreams she kept, so I was immediately locked in on that. But it sounds like we probably could have picked something else. Mickam said, I do know and watch most of the streams, but sometimes I need to sleep as well. Bro, you really don't sleep enough. I'll say that. Honestly, some of the people across the pond talking about my sleep schedule. You mean the chat, like, why are you awake? I am really craving to go to the UK, though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I've only been twice. But for some reason, I'm just getting the urge. Maybe it's because I want to go get some killifish eggs or something and smuggle them back. Brandon is always pink on the wheel of you lose. Brandon would be an awesome guest. Jodi agrees. I mean, I wasn't so sure about Brandon being an awesome guest, but if Jodi says that Brandon could be a halfway decent guest, I mean, I guess. I'm joking. I mean, Brandon, you were on the stream last night. It was fun, so we'll definitely have to do it. You got a lot of projects going on that we could talk about. So we'll set that up. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. Speaking of because I just don't feel any pressure to shut up, and we're just kind of chilling right now. Real quickly, speaking of Dan's Fish, I just want to see. So I don't know if I mentioned, I'm not buying any fish this month. Now, auctions, club auctions don't totally count. I'm allowed to maybe get one or two things, but just because of I've been having my issues, and then I've been really I had one or two fish health things I'm still trying to figure out. So I was like, let me not buy any more fish. But then also I'm trying to focus on breeding things. So it's I don't want to add any more projects. But then also I've been busy with real life work and stuff like that. All these things combined, I was I'm not buying any fish this month, right? So I haven't been checking the sites every day like I usually do. So I'm actually kind of I haven't let myself check yet this month. So let me just real quickly, I just want to see what Dan's fish. I'm not going to order anything. I might not buy anything next month either. I think I'm going to set a goal for how many species I have to breed before I can buy a fish again. It's probably going to be at least 6. Probably. Yeah. I'm gonna do BAP at this next club meeting. I want a lot of points. The Gourami are a lot of points. Have sparkling. Okay, let me get to Dan's Fish. Nick, you want to buy some fish? Wait, I almost answered. Wait, what kind of fish are we talking? Jodi P said, "I'll buy fish." Not gonna lie. I mean, if you told me you weren't buying fish, I probably wouldn't believe you. But I will say, there's a tank upstairs that it's kind of a disaster right now with a bunch of random stuff, but I want to clear it out and make it nice. Geophagus is at the top of my list. I think they look amazing. My friend John has a bunch, and I've been going to his house, trading stuff and just seeing them, and there's something about their face, the way they look so wise. I think they just make a perfect living room tank. Nick needs to buy that keyboard. So my keyboard's working today. I don't know if I put it in a locked mode, but right now it's working. Okay. Respond. Yeah. So these albino redhead tapajos look incredible. I'd love to get those, and of course, yes, it would be cool to breed those. And these say aquarium bred and raised too. Damn. If they could tell me it was a pair, I would pay this price. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be getting 5 or 6 new Hillstream streamers. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. You may as well just open a port at your house at this point between the plants and the fish. Bring the shipping containers over here. Coolie Loaches. $20 albino stir by Corey. Got Phantom Plecos. Black Morpho Tetra. That looks pretty cool. Hello, Ada. Good night, all off to dead. My Fish Tanks Aquatics. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good evening. I still have a keyboard from my old job you could have. I'll be okay, SC. I'll be okay. I don't know what these tetras are, but they do look cool. Okay, we got Hongslow's red lasers. One day I'll be rich enough to buy red lasers. Pearl Scale Geophagus. Yo. This thing looks great. How big do these get? Do they get huge? That looks like it's gonna get big. No freaky. I'm off to bed as well. Thanks again. Have a great night. Good night, Jodi. Good night. We'll see you at 3 a.m. Well, we won't. The sun will. Or actually, it won't either. Man. I'm gonna work on it. Night, Jodi. Thanks for the membership. Yes, Jodi. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. That was really too kind. Very, very too kind. Okay. Oh, the Nissan. What in the world? $200 pair of. Maybe I'm just out of touch. I don't remember them being $200. He's had them before. Wow. Okay. Let's see what Wet Spot's got going on. I'm too broke for this. I hope one day soon, though. I want to order from Dan so badly. I just need the. One day my windfall will come. Let's see what the new listings were. Neolamprogus, Benito Chromis, that's pretty cool. Ateniatus. Got some rainbow cichlids. Oh, I have rainbow cichlids right now. There's a lot of them. We'll see how many fully grow up, but so far it's looking not too bad. Yo-yo loaches, those are cool. And I want to do the yo-yo loaches or what's the the dwarf chain loach, I believe. I want to breed more loaches. The rosy loaches have been clearly doing like breeding behavior stuff, but I have them in a tank with too many other things. Night, yes. Everyone say good night to Jodi. Thank you for an incredible stream. I'm about to head off. I'm literally just real quickly. I'm doing my routine of what I would do normally. Aquavid is all about the killifish, man. Hey, if you're trying to get into killifish, there's a lot of good killifish being listed regularly right now. Got a pair of gabuins from this guy. They look great. They're growing. We're doing that. I have a baby Brian hatch right now. I'm about to go do a nighttime feeding too. So that's another reason I actually need to get off. Oakwinds got listed again. Oh man, I hate these people that do these long auction times. 10 days. Like I don't have the patience for that anymore. I used to set so many alarms for these auctions. Yo, these wild pygmy killifish. This is one of those fish I should not buy, but I really want to. Why did no one tell me these existed? This is a native fish. Like, they look dope. I'm sorry. It's just hard for me to see a killifish and not like it. Look at this, bro. What the? 3 centimeters? Someone do the math. 3 centimeters to inches. 1 inch, the perfect size. Don't believe the hype. All right. Does Marcel have anything on Aquabid? We just talked about the loaches. We just talked about the... Bro, what are the ads on this? What in the world? This site is a cancer. Okay. Marcel, what does he have listed? Roseline 17. So, we just talked about Loaches, and this is one of the best people to buy Loaches from for sure. So let's see. Right now he has 10 juvenile Sewellia brevintralis. Gosh, I'm not even. Vietnam saddled Hillstream Loaches. Tank rate. Look at. Oh my god, bro. If I was at another time, I'd spin this auction check on this immediately. I already got the Sewellia from him. I just love the dark black on the gold. Damn, that looks good. Oh my gosh. Fish, man. I'm telling you, it's incredible. Okay, he's got Sewellia, Hypsis. He's got a spotted Hillstream. Oh my gosh. A new species of loach from central Vietnam. Okay. Ichthyology exploration. Oh, he's citing. Oh my gosh. His thing is so thorough. His listening is so thorough. Tank raised. Got wild breeders from Wet Spot. That's another just very nice dark gold. Mega Millions estimated jackpot now. 122 million for Friday. Yo, how many facilities you think Jodi would build in 1 week if she won that Mega Millions? I noticed some breeding behavior in my panda loaches last night. Ooh, that's very cool, Brandon. We might have something to talk about after all. Thanks, SC. I could use 122 million. You outside a new hill with a bigger fish room. 60 tanks, not enough. Oh my gosh. See, I stopped counting my fish tanks on purpose. One, because I'm tired of people in real life that don't do fish stuff. I don't know if any of you guys are as, I think I'm a pretty nice guy, but, there's some things that are just, I'm the kind of person, if I feel like my time's being wasted, I start getting irritated. I hate dumb questions. When people that don't do fish stuff come, it's not that I don't like explaining. I love when people are actually interested, but then you just get the people who are just, they're not really that interested, but they just want to ask you dumb stuff, how long does it take you to clean the tank? How many tanks do you have? I'm doing weaponized incompetence. So when people ask me how many tanks I have, I don't know. I stopped counting. See? Now I don't have. It's weaponized incompetence. I like talking about fish stuff a lot, clearly. I hate answering dumb questions about fish stuff from just gawkers. My fish room is not a spectacle. Respect the fish room. Those Nice and I are cheaper on my list over here in Europe, but if you're importing, the importer might not get them in pairs. Explain the price. I was thinking, is this a tariff thing or something? Because I feel like you had them listed 80 or something before. But maybe so. That could be. That's a good thought. Gender ratio when importing can screw AF. Yo, Cam's gonna say LOL. What's up? What's up? Okay, where else can I check for fish? Yo, Ada is so mad at me for streaming this long. I'm sorry, Ada. I'm sorry. I know. It's our hangout time. I know. We're supposed to be hanging out. Oh, gosh. You gotta say hi to Ada. Ada. Oh. Never mind. Ada wants her privacy respected. My apologies, Ada. My apologies. Wait, what am I thing with Marcel? Marcel the Loaches. Is there any more Loaches, please? Please. I don't need to buy them. I just need to look. Oh, the tariff too? Start breeding people? Yeah. 100%. Keep the tariffs going. We're gonna eat. F1. Oh, she mentioned this. Sewellia medius. It's so interesting seeing the different shapes. It's so circular on the pattern. All right, guys. I gotta go. I gotta feed these baby Brian. I gotta do stuff. This has been an incredible stream. Extremely grateful for Jodi coming on. Great talk. The chat was great. I'm warming up on the chat lingo and stuff. Next stream we'll do the PVAS check spending, and we'll do some kind of giveaway. And then after this, I'm now going to go export the video and then upload it. Would love it if you guys let me know what you think. All right. So with that being said, take care, everyone. Mick M, thank you. SC, thank you. You know, Bougie, Bishfish, and all the friends over there. Thank you. Jodi, of course. Branton, Lightcap, newest moderator in my tanks. Thank you for your service, sir. Pootu Bird, OG, moderator-in-chief, appreciate you. Nino, Calico Pod owner, thanks for stopping by. Newly member, gifted. Thank you to Jodi for the 5 gifted again. My Fish Tanks Aquatics, hope you're sleeping and snoozing and resting well right now. I know you went to sleep, but thanks for stopping by. Holy, we got Lake Missoula Aquatics and Plants, parentheses, Ben Sharp. Thank you for holding it down in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. My goodness, bro. Cheryl, thank you again for stopping by. SVC570, newly a member. Thank you to Jodi P. Was keeping me in check, making sure that I was on schedule for stream. Appreciate you. As always, Empire Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane. I am not an NPC, but I am grateful for you stopping by, spending time hanging out with us. SC, you always bully me, but it builds character. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, Redneck Aquatics, I feel like you're a historian. I didn't know that Jodi built the pyramids and did all these other things. Well, Branton said the pyramids things, but you guys were both kind of going back and forth. Thank you for holding it down in the chat. Appreciate you very much. Sleeper BBQ Grills to Gills. Gonna have to get some BBQ tips from all these. I feel like there's like 2 different BBQ people in the chat. I'm getting hungry, and I actually haven't eaten today. Okay, Peplin Creek Aquatics. Thank you for stopping by. Cecil Mayberry, appreciate you. Shout out to all the lurkers that didn't stop and chat, because not everyone is gonna chat. You're listening, totally fine. Still appreciate you stopping by. Foxy's Fishes, appreciate you stopping by, helping us give a Jodi a good conversation so she doesn't fall asleep from sitting still. Yes, I can. BBQ, appreciate you. Holy, this is like, I can't believe so many people stopped by. What the hell? Jesse, number 2, apparently. Just one more fish. Thank you so much for always holding it down and being a friend. Christopher Junkie. Sorry, Christopher Junkin. Christopher Junkie is crazy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sewellia Aquatics, thank you for the super chats and all the energy and good vibes. Appreciate you. Oh my gosh. You guys really all showed up. That's the power of Jodi, man. That is the power of Jodi. I appreciate it. Jeffro, thank you for stopping by. Thank you, buddy. And that is where my chat ends. So if that reading of names didn't put you to sleep, I see a couple of fish, always with the emoji. I love you always do the emoji pen. Thank you so much. Mick M said, thanks, Nick. Awesome as always. You're too kind. You're too kind. Thank you for always being a friend in the chat. SC said, don't forget to use Bratton25 to get a discount on your car's extended warranty. Thank you. I almost forgot. No, thank you, Cheryl. Branton says they don't want that blacklist. The blacklist just got like 30 names larger. All right. Well, Branton Lightcap, Branton25 at Aquatic Provisions support blacklisted fish keepers. And with that, I don't got anything else to say. I've been yapping for too damn long, and without Jodi, it's just not the same. So, that being said, in my tanks, and Ada the cat. Ada. You gotta stand closer, Ada, so you can say goodbye. Well, there you go. In my tanks, and Ada the cat. Out.